There it is. There, I had to take the sip. That's what really starts the show. Good morning, guys. How are you? Happy Friday. We made it. We made it again. Woo! Pat yourself on the back. You made it through another work week. Except for you still have to finish today out. So I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm excited. We're here. We made it. Heather Jones, been following for 10 months. Hello. How you doing? How you been? How is everyone? Anybody see that clip from Subnuke's Acolyte podcast last night? I wasn't able to get the whole rant, just the part that made the clip right. Hilarious. Just Subnuke, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Spongy, what's going on, man? How you doing? Been a long time. What's going on up there? Is it still snowing up there, man? I'm in Michigan. I'm really close to you, and we finally climbed out of snow about 3 weeks ago, and it's still kind of cold. We have 80-degree days and we have 40-degree days, and it's just back and forth. It's chilly, man. All right, well, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Enjoy your Fridays. Sub, I was in there for a little bit watching your thing, and the wife and I have decided we're not going to watch that one. But that's why I stayed in there. I haven't seen it, but I was staying in there just to entertain and have fun. So I stayed as long as I could, then I had to run. But not bad. Not too shabby. The rant made all the difference. Not cold at all, just doing my thing. Nice. Good. You keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing it. Doing it right. So I don't really have a whole lot to talk about today, except for games. Everything we've been waiting for. A lot is going down this week. There's a lot of stuff coming. There's a lot of, we'll get into it a little more in depth here in a minute, but there's a lot of shit happening this weekend, and then into next week, that have got me really excited. I don't think I've been this excited about game releases in a few years, really. Last year it was kind of subpar. We got some stuff here and there. We got a lot of bigger games that are in genres that I don't typically play. A lot of those games I don't even hear about anymore. Someone was talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Anyone ever talk about that anymore? No. People still talk about Diablo 4, but that's because I think it just came to Game Pass recently, so I think that has a lot to do with it. It stayed fresh in everyone's minds. Assassin's Creed Mirage is back on the radar again. I guess there released some new content or something over there. People are starting to play through that again, doing full playthroughs, and so some games from last year that were they're popping back up on the radar. But there's a lot of stuff coming out this year that I'm excited about, because a lot of them are extraction shooters, looter shooters, kind of. They're not all. They're kind of. I know they're all put in a box together. Like, okay, all these games kind of fit the criteria to be this type of game, but they're all different. Like Gray Zone, the more I play Gray Zone, it's not really an extraction shooter. It's not really a looter shooter. It's more of a massive MMO co-op shooter game. It's in its own little, I don't know. It's in its own little genre. Until they can create something, a subcategory of those, it's still considered a looter shooter, which I don't think it really is. I don't even know, like, the developer, what would they call it? What would they consider their own game? I don't know. These are questions I have to ask. That I have to ask, man. We got to get to the bottom of it. I hope you entertain and educate. I know you guys said like next week is going to be a little different and everything, but it'd be nice to see like all three of you guys with equal volume, so we can hear. Because sometimes like one person is talking, the other person is trying to talk, and the quietest person always gets overspoken. So it's kind of hard to hear the lady in the group. I don't know her name. That's another thing, is I wasn't sure of who was who in there. I know you, but there's two other voices that I didn't know who was who and what was what. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, you guys really went in depth, all the way to the there's no oxygen in space. That was great. Summerfest today, Xbox showcase. Oh my God, yeah, the list goes on. We got Next Fest on the 10th. We got the Xbox fucking showcase is on the 9th. We have Delta Force teaser trailer today at 2 o'clock, I think. Body Cam is actually going early access supposedly today. They said 4 hours, so that would be what, 1 o'clock. So there's a lot of stuff going on this week. And of course, the week before the Xbox showcase, there's a lot of rumors popping up. Subnuke posted one about the supposed remaster of the original Halo, and then the possibility of it going over to PlayStation. I don't think that's a thing, and I'll tell you why. That's a really easy one. Halo and Master Chief are easily the face of Xbox. When you think Xbox, you think the one game that is the face of Xbox. It's Halo. Master Chief's the guy. The second one would probably be Gears of War. So those are two games that I would, unless they are desperate or they are ready to just end the whole console war thing, I highly doubt those are the two IPs that are going to be going over to PlayStation. So, I mean, it's still a possibility. The rumor is going to stay out there until Xbox tells us otherwise, but I don't think that's the thing. I don't. A remaster, sure, absolutely. I mean, they got to start milking that franchise because Infinite's not getting it done for them. So they need to do something. We already got a remaster of, what was it, 2 years ago. It was kind of nice because you can hit a button and you can go back around, to the old, or maybe it was the first one. Maybe it was the first Halo. But either way, you can go back to the old graphics and then you can hit the button and it shows you the new. That was really cool. That was probably the best part of the game. I didn't even play through the whole thing. I just kept going into certain areas and then hitting that button and go, ooh, it looks so much better now. And that was it. But I don't know. I mean, maybe, but it's such a low percentage. I would say probably not. When you think of PlayStation, what is the mascot? What is the mascot? Obviously, Mario is Nintendo. Halo is Master Chief, is Xbox. What do you think when you think PlayStation? For an old guy like me, I think Crash Bandicoot is the face of PlayStation. They've never really established themselves a mascot over there, did they? I don't. There's not like one series they really clung to and said, okay, this is who represents our brand. I would say I would. I mean, I wouldn't even say Lara Croft because she's available on every platform. She, like, Crash Bandicoot was an exclusive to, but that's the thing. Crash not exclusive to PlayStation anymore. Years ago they introduced it on Xbox. So I mean, in the 90s when Xbox wasn't a thing. Well, I mean, they were dabbling, but that's yeah. We won't get into that. As far as like released consoles went, I actually think the original Xbox. Didn't the original Xbox have a Crash Bandicoot game on it? So I guess you can't really associate Crash with PlayStation because as soon as another console came around, they're like, here you go. Maybe Uncharted, but still, when I think PlayStation, I think, who's the mascot for PlayStation? Nobody. Lara Croft's available on every other platform. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the original Tomb Raiders came out on Windows, right? So they were Ratchet and Clank, probably. That's probably the closest one. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Penguin. That's probably our closest to a mascot for PlayStation. I saw this morning about a skate park MMO. Yeah, the Wreckfest or whatever it is. Yeah. There's another company making a skateboarding game that I can't talk about. But that looks interesting by the guys that did the Tony Hawk games back in the day. I'll have to let Louie know. Hey, Louie is here, son of a bitch. That's great. Boomer Sooner had said she would host on her channel, but dropped the ball. She's supposed to have graphics and such next week. Oh, it's Boomer Sooner. Is that the woman? I want to say the girl. I don't want to. Yeah, that's the woman. The woman's voice. I gotcha. Okay. PlayStation used to be Crash or Lara Jackson. Oh, there you go, Jackson Dex. Yeah. God, those are some IPs you don't ever see anymore. How's everyone doing in chat and YouTube? I'm fantastic. I'm having a great day. It's Friday. It's Friday. My allergies aren't as bad as they have been. Yesterday I took the day off to spend it with the family and my son's 21st birthday. So that was a blast. It was a great time. I mean, all kids are gonna say, "Oh, I've never had a beer before." I bought him his first beer legally. I assume that all my kids have drank before they're 21. If they're anything like me, then you know. But he claims he's never had real legit alcohol. I bought him, you know, the non-alcoholic beer for his graduation, and he walked around with a 6-pack during his. That was funny. But he had his first beer yesterday. I got him a tall Pacifico because we like our cervezas around here, and he drank that whole thing at the table while he's eating his tacos, and then he just kind of like leaned on my other son. Oh, you feeling? He's like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, Dad. Oh, so it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of fun with the family. And we came back and kept a close eye on him. He was fine. He was fine. A lot of fun though. It was a great day. So good. It was a great day in history. We started looking back at just kind of reminiscing about the old days and when he was first born and all the things that he did as a kid and just all those funny things. And then I realized and it kind of hit me. It like dawned on me. Like I had 3 kids before I was 23 years old. I have a kid who's 25 right now, and he's like, I don't ever want kids. My 21-year-old's like, nope, I'm good. The youngest one he's gonna turn 20. He's gonna turn 20 in October. He's like, yeah, maybe down the road, but like, I told him like, you don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me, man. I either grow up way too fast. Go out there and enjoy life. Go have fun. Go like have kids in your mid to late 20s. Just go have fun. Go have fun. I have some friends that I graduated with that didn't start having kids until their late 30s. And I laugh at them now. Ha ha. Yeah. Pacifico, best beer ever. Yes, Louis, I love that stuff. When we go out for tacos, it's either Pacifico or Modelo. Those are my favorite beers ever. Let's see. Let me back up a little bit here. Quaker Oats, how you doing? Crash was on Xbox. Oh yeah. I actually, Xbox One, I bought a couple for my wife. Spyro, remember Spyro? That was a PlayStation exclusive as well. Spyro games were available on Xbox. Yeah. Wreckfest, the demo derby game is. Oh yeah, that was fun. There was a PlayStation game, Destruction Derby, I think is what it was. By Psychosis was the name of was that the name of the it was like an owl. An old studio that doesn't make things anymore. I remember playing that game. That was amazing. That was first when the PlayStation came out and their cases, they weren't CD jewel cases. They were the long like cardboard cases that opened up and they had like all artwork and stuff on them. That was way back in the day. Holy shit. You're taking me back. When is EA Skate coming out? I didn't say nothing about nothing. And what games we playing today? I'm off. Oh, Louis off today? Get out of here. Boomer is the chick in the group. Yes. Okay. Quaker Oats, I played the shit out of Wreckfest. Congrats. Bought his first legal beer. Did you get him drunk? Got him buzzed up. Just off that 122. He got buzzed up pretty good. And then when he got home, he doesn't have his license. And so my younger son, he's like, I was like, this works out perfect now because now I can have my younger son drive my older son to the store to buy me beer. It's a tag team effort, So anyhow, he's like, I want to go up to the store and buy my own now. So he went up to the store. My son drove him up there and our daughter went too, so they can all do some shopping together. He comes back. He's got a thing of Jack Daniel's Coke, like the pre-mixed Coke cans, overpriced. Yeah. He got some of those. He got a thing of wine just because he's like, I want to try everything. I want to try everything. So he got a bottle of wine. He got the Coke and Jack, and then he got a Monster. It's not a Monster. It's called Beast or something like that. It's an energy drink with alcohol in it, 6%. So, and he loves his energy drink. So he's like, I got 3 things to try now. I'm like, okay, don't do them all at once in the same night. Just pace yourself. So when he wakes up today at 5 o'clock, I'll ask him. Yeah, that's yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh, shitted one. Shit off one beer. I remember that. Knocked out. I knocked out 4 in 6 years. Woo! Woo! Holy Mary, Mother of God. Yes. Quaker, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like, when my daughter's the youngest one, she'll be 15 in August. And when she graduates, we're out of here. We're fucking out. That's our goal. We're out of here. Our last kid is leaving the nest, and we can do what we want to do. And I will be, how old am I now? I'll be like 46. I'll be like 46 when we're getting the hell out of here. I just hope the property values stay. Come on, baby. Come on. 3 more years. Just stay the same. Twisted Metal. There you go. That's a good one. I don't think Twisted Metal ever hit any other system, right? Besides Windows, but I mean, that doesn't count, right? Still, as far as consoles, that's exclusive. But also, Twisted Metal hasn't made a game in like 15 years. I mean, if you count the PSP games that they had. But yeah, that's a good one. I mean, and after the Twisted Metal show that came out, what was it, last year? I still haven't watched it. I gotta add it to my list here. I keep forgetting. I always forget about that one. But you would think that they're making one, right? Has anyone heard any rumors? I mean, I'll entertain rumors all day. But any rumors of a Twisted Metal game coming out soon? That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. I would love that. I remember when I saw my daughter for the first time after she turned 21. It was in New Orleans, and we spent the night on Bourbon Street. I dropped her off at the ship, and her department chief thought I was great. Great dad. Free to Escape, how you doing? As far as PlayStation, how the hell did Xbox buy that? I think it was just one of those things where they made like 3 games for the PlayStation, and it ended in like PlayStation 2, and then I think they just didn't care anymore. I don't know. See, that's the thing, is I don't know if Spyro and Crash were ever like legit owned by PlayStation. Like those studios. I don't know. Is Crash Naughty Dog? So wasn't Crash part of Uncharted? So that is weird. That's weird. But Spyro, I don't know. I mean, look, when Dreamcast went under, Xbox got a lot of their exclusives. They just kind of sold their whole library, said, hey man, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Who wants to buy our games, man? But Xbox got a lot of the Dreamcast exclusives. And wasn't there a oh God, whatever happened to that? Beginning of the year, wasn't there supposed to be some announcement, or they're going to be releasing remasters or remakes of a bunch of the old Dreamcast classics, from Crazy Taxi to what was that one? Channel 5 something, Space Channel 5. There's a bunch of the Dreamcast games that were supposed to be like some package deal, and it was going to be announced back in, I think, March. Did we miss that? What happened to that? I miss my Dreamcast games. I love the Dream. That's still hands down my favorite console was the Dreamcast, and then the Xbox One, the original Xbox. Those were two. Those right there. Those consoles were huge to the industry. They innovators, huge. Both those consoles changed the way we did gaming. We owe respect to our forefathers. Experiment. It's not just all at once. Let's see. Free. Dying for a remake. Twisted Metal in Unreal 5 would be. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. That's what we've been talking about. That. It kind of started with I'm a little congested. Give me a second here. Gray Zone Warfare. Everyone's kind of jumping onto Unreal Engine 5 right now. But as you can see with Gray Zone Warfare, you can see that it's a very tough process. I know that they're having a hard time trying to optimize the game properly, but we're in the next phase of gaming where we're jumping into a new big engine, right? When Unreal 4 came out during, I think it was the Xbox 360, it's been like 10 plus years since we've had a big engine update. So going forward, Unreal Engine 5 is going to pretty much take over the landscape. So we just got to be patient and let it just work itself out. But games look incredible on Unreal Engine 5. It look amazing. So I'm really excited for the future of gaming. Not ready to give it up yet. Not ready to hang up my controller. Well, I mean, yes, my mouse and keyboard. Not ready to hang them up yet. So I was just having a good time playing X-Define on mouse and keyboard, and some asshole has the audacity to say I fucking suck. So I went off on him and tell him to 1v1 on controller, and I smashed him. Lesson learned from that joker. Get him, Louis. Get him. Get him, buddy. No rumors that I've heard. Okay. They no longer make Twisted. The last one they did was the 80s version on 360. It's just weird. It's just weird to me that they would make so many years later, they would make a TV show based on an old, without having a game in the pipeline. I don't, that's kind of weird. Like, I mean, they just did the Fallout show, right? But it's not like they're going to stop making Fallout games, right? I mean, it kind of seems weird to me. Same thing with like The Last of Us. The Last of Us is still going strong. They're remastering all their older previous stuff. Supposedly there's a new game going to be coming out. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. So it's just weird that, 10 plus years later, they'd come up with a show, be like, oh yeah, no games. Go buy a refurbished, Xbox or PlayStation and fire up the old games and have fun. Did Final Fantasy ever make it to Xbox? I don't know. That I don't know. I have no clue. Never really got into Final Fantasy. Except for 7. I played that when it first came out when I was in high school, but Spyro and Bandicoot are Activision. That's the publisher? Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. But the developer for Crash, wasn't that Naughty Dog, which is Uncharted? So that would suck. Like if you're a developer and you make all these games, but your publishing rights, go all over the place because, at the time you were a small guy, so you had to sell your soul over here and then you had to sell your soul over here. So some of your games, your whole library can't just go wherever you want it to. It can only go where the publisher is going to put things. So you don't really have that, control over your IP, which sucks. But I mean, it's the industry. It's how it works. Just check. Crash Bandicoot was Naughty Dog and a PSN exclusive. But it wasn't, I don't think it was a PlayStation exclusive when they had their network out. So it was just a PlayStation exclusive for the first couple of consoles, right? And then at some point in the early 2000s, probably right around when PlayStation 2 dropped, Xbox somehow got their hands on it. Immortals AVM is Unreal 5 runs surprisingly smooth on my 2080s. Yeah. Yeah, it just depends on who has because I mean obviously Unreal Engine 5, like Fortnite, runs on anything, right? It runs from your phone to a 4090, and that Unreal Engine 5 can scale to all of this, but unless you're working for Unreal and you know the engine inside and out, you're gonna have a tough time optimizing it. So like the boys at Gray Zone Warfare, they're going to work on optimizations for it, but I think they're still learning the engine in the process. So that's kind of like one of the examples of if you don't really know how to utilize the engine 100%, that you could be stuck in a situation where the game will only run on a beast of a PC, and even then it's going to give it a hard time. But we talked to, was it last week? We talked to a developer. He was in here with us, and he was telling us that don't be surprised if you don't see any optimizations to Gray Zone probably until 6 months from now, because he said that's usually the last thing that happens. They build the game, they put the game out there 100%, and then they go back and they do optimizations. Apparently that's a thing. I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I'm not a developer, not a coder, not any of that. I can only go off of what other people tell me. So based on if this, what this guy is saying is true, then we may not see any like real optimizations to the engine for several months, but that's okay. I mean, I'm in it to win it. We got a long ways to go with that game. There's a lot more game to be played, so that's fine. All right, we got some stuff going on here. Pretty sure Final Fantasy is still PlayStation exclusive. Spyro and Bandicoot are Activision. Just, later merged with Vivendi, then Activision. Yeah, I remember Vivendi. I remember that logo when you fire up the game. I don't know if Ubi Showcase has passed, but I think there was a rumor or something that because Division 3 and Heartland got canceled, they're doing another DLC for Division 2. Yeah, someone was saying that last week, I do believe. So that sounds about right. Shadow Ninja's been here for 10 months as well. Shadow, thank you for being here, man. I agree. Makes you think they got something in the works. Exactly. Hambone, what's going on, man? How you doing? I was watching yesterday, man. You got some huge raids. With a back-to-back raid yesterday, dude. Insane. Awesome. Keep it up, man. Keep up the good work. There's a Division 2 Brooklyn DLC coming out, but I think that's unrelated to Division 3. You too, buddy. Have a great stream, man. How funny, my 10-month follow anniversary was on the 80th anniversary of D-Day. I'll be damned. I beat the piss out of Final Fantasy VII. Oh, yeah. Final Fantasy 14 is on Game Pass, and Square has got out of a deal with PlayStation and made a deal with Microsoft, so FF is possible. 14 is on Game Pass for PC or Xbox. So it's not a PlayStation exclusive anymore. Did anyone see the embarrassing press conference brawl against Masvidal trainer by Diaz Clown Team? Yeah, Bandicoot had Naughty Dog and Spyro had Insomniac. Both shared toys for Bob. Square was unhappy that their last title sank money on PlayStation. Oh, I got you. Technical debt for the win. Yes. Let's get this. Final 14 was the MMO, if I remember correctly, so it was weird. Oh, I got you. I don't know. I mean, is it? I guess I could look it up. I'm working on. Well, I won't get into that. We'll save that for next week. I still got to get a hold of a bunch of people and see if it's even in the cards. But I'm working on some things in the background. Behind the scenes, I'm taking one last good stab at the streaming thing, and I have a bunch of stuff in the works. So we're gonna change things up starting next week, but that's next week. We'll worry about it then. Right now, we want to talk games. We want to talk games in the future, gaming and things that are coming out that we're excited about. That's what today is all about. Huge FF fan, but 14 didn't do it for me. I want Rebirth on PC. Well, I can see that happening. Who owns Final Fantasy? Who's the publisher? I guess it's not owned by Blizzard, right? That's not a Blizzard joint. Square. Okay, so that's 100% PlayStation then. So that's one of those things that it'll come to PC, but probably not Xbox. Not a Microsoft thing then. Which is fine. Which means us PC, we win everything. We us PC guys get to sit back and go, you guys having fun over there? We get to watch the brawl, and then they just give us their games. Give us your games so you guys can go fight. There you go. All right, cool. It already comes to PC like a year later. Oh, okay. So I don't know these things. I need to look this up. Is this all this? I assume this is Steam shit. So I can just look up like Final Fantasy. And I'll be goddamn, there they are. All of them. 7 remake. Looks like we got 14 here. 14 Dawn Trail, whatever. Okay, so yeah. It's a PC joint. It's a PC thing now. The monthly sub price was competing with WoW at the time too, and WoW was such a huge monster. Yeah, I don't think WoW ever went away or took a break. I don't really hear anything about WoW anymore, but I'm not really in that. I'm not in that neck of the woods. I'm never in that neighborhood, so of course I wouldn't hear anything about it. But I know it's still there. I know it still exists. I know people are still highly addicted to it. So remake on PC was good. If you played OG7, you'd like remake. The only option left is Xbox. They talked about how much money it costs to make, and the restrictions just self-sabotage. Oh, it's one of those situations where they're kind of dumb to keep it as an exclusive because they can at least make their money back, if not make a lot more money if they released it on everything. Yeah. Yeah, this is mine. No, this is mine. I'll go bankrupt with this in my hands. And Xbox is like, sure, yeah, you go bankrupt, and we'll just buy it at, you know, pennies on the dollar in your estate sale. We'll wait. We got time because we've got Halo. Arms away. What's going on, baby? What's going on? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. WoW is still going, and it is 20 years old this year. Is it? Hey, for some reason I thought WoW came out in like 2001, 2002. Interesting. Chilling. But my mind is a little hazy. From 2000 to 2005, I just assume everything that happened in those 5 years happened in 1 year. After that, I can remember, and it's weird. Like, you know how, and this is gonna freak you out a little bit, but this is how I can I could tell years in the late 2000s is by Call of Duty. By what Call of Duty iteration came out that year, I could tell you. You know, hey, what big thing happened in, you know, 2007? COD 4, baby, yeah. So that's that's the end of, yeah. But 2005 was a great year because we got what, Halo, or we got Half-Life 2, we got Battlefield 2. Those are the big games of the year. Those are the big, but 2005 was incredible for gaming. That's when I jumped ship. I left the PC or the console. I built myself a PC, and that was a PC guy again. It felt good, man. It felt good to be back on PC again after so many years. Anybody remember the COD game on Nintendo DS? Yes. Oh, I got one better for you. Anybody try to play the abomination that was COD 4 on the Wii? Did anybody try to play Call of Duty on the Wii? That's Call of Duty COD 4 on the Wii was probably the worst experience I've ever had in my life with a game. It was so frustrating. And I think that was the first and last time I ever touched a Wii. The Nintendo Wii. Let's just the Nintendo Wii. Oh, they had Black Ops on Wii too? No shit. Why? Why after after COD 4, man? Fuck that. I didn't, but I heard. Oh, it was. Listen. Okay, so you would think, you know, it's a Wii, right? But you would still think an FPS like that, you would still turn the fucking thing sideways and you use it as a controller, right? No. You were using it to shoot. You had to like use the fucking controller part to move around, right? But then you're using the Wii controller as motion control. So try aiming, and it's already inaccurate. I mean, it was the Wii, so it wasn't the most accurate console in the world. And so you're trying to aim and move at the same time. It's a workout. But also, you missed every shot because the thing wasn't accurate. It was terrible. I remember playing multiplayer online, okay, and trying to go up against other people. And there are so many situations where we run into each other in an alley, and we're just shooting everything but each other. We're like, oh, no. Oh, I'm done. Fuck this game. Hit the button. I'm out of here. I'm out. Done. Fuck that shit. I still have that Wii upstairs. The kids use it from time to time to play some other stuff, but I modded that console years ago with an old 500 gig hard drive, and I had all the Wii games on there. You fire it up, and there's a little menu that comes up, and you can go through all these different games. I might just plug that in one day and go through and check them out again. But God, the Wii sucked. The Wii was terrible. It was terrible, man. The bowling was the only great game. The game that came with the console, the Wii Sports or whatever, it was the only good game. And it was the free game that came with it. But enough about the Wii. Wii. 720 and no blood. I only got Black Ops on Wii for the split screen zombies. Okay, so that's not bad. But I'll bet it was still frustrating. For some reason, I remember playing zombies on Wii. Oh, the Wii U had a zombies game. It's called Zombie U. And that was like I think a launch title. And then later on, it actually came to other platforms. It was just called Zombie. There was no Zombie U. Did anyone ever play that? I was gonna say, I almost said bootleg version. Did anyone play the The version, was it on Xbox or PlayStation or both? I don't remember now. But yeah, it was called Zombie U, and then they ported it over to another console. And new Black Ops 6 rumors are saying that once again, remastered maps. Listen, I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. I'm going to say it every year when another Call of Duty comes out. Stop buying it, guys. Just stop buying the fucking game. They're just going to keep doing it to you. If you keep buying the game, they're going to keep doing it to you. I'm just excited because it's going to be on Game Pass this year. So I'll just be playing the campaign, but I'm not playing. I refuse to play any multiplayer on Call of Duty until they fix their shit. Until they get, no more. I'll play the campaigns. I'm sure it's going to be garbage like it was last year. But I mean, it's on Game Pass. Why not? There was another shooter game that they made a gun for that you put the controller and the thumbstick into it, and it didn't go over well either. There was oh my God, there was so many, dude. They ended up selling at like the dollar store and shit. There was a Nerf game that you could plug it into this Nerf controller thing, and they had shooting stuff. There was a Zelda crossbow training game where you could buy the crossbow and you could put the controller in. There were so many peripherals. Third-party companies love the Wii because they could sell all this fucking plastic garbage for expensive and make all kinds of money. But yeah, the Wii was known as, I mean, my kids had it, and we had a big tote full of all these plastic, overpriced peripherals for the Wii, and they never got used. The balance board, anybody here have the balance board? It's like $100 fucking board that you hooked up to it. It was supposed to be for like yoga and stuff. The one game I did play on with the balance board that was actually kind of cool was it was Punch Out. It wasn't Mike Tyson's. It was just Super Punch Out or something like that. And you could actually stand on the board, and when you got off the board, you lean left and right, which is cool. So it was a nice workout because you're actually boxing and you're moving on and off the board. That was kind of cool. Gimmicky, of course, but it was kind of cool. But other than that, man, that board is worthless. $100 down the drain. There you go. God, if I could recoup some of the money I spent on all this stupid shit. God. Especially the 3DSs. My kids always had to have the newest 3DSs for Christmas every year. They got used for a month, maybe two, and then they sit around. I actually 2 years ago, I confiscated one of my kids' 3DS, whatever, XLs, the big ones. And they have not once asked about where it's at. They don't care. It's still in my room. They don't care. I must have lost it. Who cares? God. All right, enough of that rant. How many gifted subs for you to stream you playing COD on Wii? Oh, no. Then Manic shows up and the party gets lit. I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't. I haven't sold my soul in quite some time. You ever buy an Amico? Was that the little characters that you could put on like the DS or on certain, and you could use them in game? Or am I thinking of a Mios? Is that what they were? The rewritable NFC. Yes. I actually have a game still that I enjoy. The wife's tried getting rid of it a couple of times, and the kids are not interested in it, and I think it's great. It's it's actually not that old. It's only 5, 6, well, maybe a little older than that. It's Lego Dimensions. Did anybody get that? There was a Disney Infinity, I think that was kind of one that started it. And you buy these fucking characters and you set them on a board, and then in the game they would materialize and you can do different things. And that one didn't really take on. And then they did a Lego version, which you built the characters and then you put them on these little pods. And then there was this cool board that you put them on and they would show up in the game. And there was all kinds of expansions and shit. They had an A-Team one, which was awesome. Scooby-Doo, Back to the Future. They had all this cool shit. And I have majority of them. At one point, they were selling them in Five Below. So I would just I'd snatch them up, man. I have all these in a box, and every once in a while I'll break them out and I'll play them. And I just have the greatest time with them. I think they're awesome. But, I mean, I wouldn't pay full price for them things, but I was getting them for $2, $3, $5. Not bad. But yeah, those things never really last. They never. So I think that's what you're talking about. Like, they were I think my kid had one. They were like from Splatoon, like little Splatoon characters, but you did something where you put them on like the joypad or something. I don't know. And then they showed up in, I don't. I don't know 100% what it is, but I'm assuming I'm on the right path here. Nuketown confirmed. I mean, we kind of knew that one though. It's Black Ops. Wii Bowling was by far one of the best things about the console. You can download any amiibo and put on a single NFC puck. Yeah, you could do that with the Lego Dimensions too. There for a while there, you could buy these. They're basically just the tags that they put on clothes in the store. You could just rewrite them, which was kind of cool. Yes, they're talking about a remastered Nuketown because they can't come up with any new maps. Why? Why would they want to? I'm not buying Black Ops 6, Wii Bowling, and Wii Sports were the best games for it. Open world campaign, remastered maps, takes place in the 90s, blah, blah. Now that's one thing I never really understood why Call of Duty never really got into the whole Desert Storm. But I guess there was a lot of Desert Storm games back in the 90s, so, but we'll see. I mean, Cold War didn't really do too well. I don't remember anything about that game except for the main character who looked kind of like Robert De Niro. That was it. That's all I remember of it. 100% still have mine in a box somewhere. Had the board. There was a snowboard game that was okay. The wife and I had the Wii Balance board. We played the ski game a lot, and the aerobics was good. Workout, hula hooping. Wii Sports running was the dumbest thing ever. Jog in place in your living room. Yeah. And Amiibo is what you're talking about. Okay, good. I got that, and it has a USB portal. Stupid peripheral. Yes. For Louis. Good morning, Metal. How you doing? PlayStation. I gotta. That Metal is one of the guys I gotta talk to. We'll talk after this. I have come up with a plan that may or may not work, but I'm willing to give it a shot. PlayStation had a Star Wars game that we had similar type of thing. We bought so many characters for that. Was in a collab with Disney. So, my brother had a bunch of Skyrim, I think. General Motors. As I tell Big Al Mac, we used to refer to them as Generous Motors. We'd have guys come in to buy cars, and they're be in the middle of the day, and they'd be in there looking for a vehicle. Would get their pay stub and work for GM. Okay, that's cool. Just making conversation. So what are you on? Third shift or? Oh no, I'm working right now. Are you on lunch right now? Oh no, I'm punched in. I got my buddy. He's gonna punch me out when we wrap up at 2:00. Oh, okay. You're here on the clock, buying a car, making $30 an hour. Holy shit! I need that job. But now that you got me thinking about that Lego thing, ooh, I want to break that out. Maybe we should do that one day. Maybe that would actually be kind of fun. I could put the board, find some place to put it, and then have a camera on the board so you can see what characters I'm putting on it, and then have the game going on. I think that'd be fun. Not into cartoon skateboarding. Oh, it must be a link for the MMO skateboard game that they announced. Yeah. Louis waiting for another game that I can't talk about. I can't say a word, and I'm sorry, but I'm under an NDA, so I can't say anything about it. But good things are coming. Thank you. Good things are coming. Okay. Harley Johnstone, thank you for the follow, and thank you for the bit. I roll. This is what the streamer sounds like to me. I'm a pescatarian. I eat nothing but fresh salmon, cod, oysters, crab. I love just mowing down undercooked fresh every goddamn day. Don't be stressed, brother. I just relax, my man. Take it. What? What is going on? Thank you for the biddy and whatever else is going on over there. How you doing today, Harley? It's got to be something lost in translation. But welcome nonetheless. How you doing? I do like fresh seafood, but who doesn't? That's why I stopped eating at Red Lobster about 20 years ago. That's how you speak, brother. I value. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was always told I had a face for radio, so that's my voice. It is original, is it not? Tell he ain't American. Well, thank you for being here. And I value you for being in the audience. Thank you very much. So back to what somebody was saying, PlayStation had a Star Wars game that had the similar type of thing. So it was a PlayStation exclusive game where it had a board and you got Star Wars characters and you put them on there. How long ago was that? Because I mean, I know a little bit about PlayStation. I don't really keep up with PlayStation because I've never really been. PlayStation 2 is like the last console that I really enjoyed playing games on. I think it was the controller. The Xbox controller really pulled me away from PlayStation. It was just a superior controller. And that's kind of what pulled me away there. But between just like what I hear in the news, just in passing, and then my son is really, he's a PlayStation guy. He's diehard like Subnuke. He's the guy that I get most of my news and stuff from. But if he's not into it, then he's obviously not going to tell me about it. So he likes a lot of those scary games, the Phasmophobia or whatever, and he likes those horror games. Those are the Man from Medea, or I don't know, the Man from Nantucket. Rick James is in love. Good morning, Rick. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? If I remember correctly, PS3, if I remember correctly, it had a board and you place these characters on it and they appeared in the game and you use them. Okay, so yeah, same thing. Disney Infinity was on PlayStation 4. Yep. That's when the Lego game came out as well. Man of Medan. Yeah, that there was like a whole series, right, of their 3 or 4 games, and the Quarry, which is another one. The Quarry. But it doesn't have anything to do with those games, from what I understand. But those are the games he loves. So that's what he likes to do. And he's really big into speed running. He does speed running videos and stuff like that. So Italian American. Marvel character, Star Wars, and all sorts of stuff. We mostly did the Star Wars ones. Oh, I got you. What was the name of that? And it was on PlayStation 3? Anyone that says the Xbox controller is better, I laugh and I think, are your thumbs different lengths? I play on both, and the asymmetrical has always been annoying. No, it was always, I have big hands, and it was always because the sticks were right next to each other. I'm constantly clicking thumbs, man. That's why I like them separated. So I have all this room that I can get my thumbs moving around, and it just feels better. I don't know what it is, because you can have your fingers, you can have your hand in different places. So I know what you're saying. Like, you want to have your, but the problem is, again, like, look at my thumbs. Like, it wouldn't work. It just doesn't work. And I've tried on my son's PlayStation. The last time I touched the PlayStation, it was when PUBG came out on, and they a year later they released it on PlayStation. I was like, I got to see what this is all about. And I grabbed that controller. It was PS4. Grabbed the controller and I tried playing. I'm just my it was terrible, and the game looked horrible on PlayStation. So I only played it one time, and that was it. That was enough for me. They're short and stubby. Good morning. All day off. I'm late. No. Well, good morning, Stats. It's good to have you here. I'm glad that you're here. When I get a massage, I prefer they have different length thumbs. I love it. 100%. I wanted to design one that the sticks are outside, the D-pad and buttons are on the inside. Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's really the only thing I could think of the reason why I went, well, that and Halo. Halo really just pulled me away from that. Halo was the shit. I mean, that was a very, very smart move for Microsoft to buy out, to buy Bungie or make it exclusive with Bungie, and then eventually buy them. Well, buy the franchise, I should say. But having that was probably one of the best moves that they made right out the gates. Here we go. We have a game that nobody else has that is going to blow your minds, and it absolutely did. First time I played that at my buddy's house, I was like, oh, I have to have this. I went out that day and I bought an Xbox, I bought Halo, I bought a router so I can do LAN parties. Oh yeah, that day was the day for me. You laugh, but it's the choice of the U.S. military. Anybody play? I'm glad you said that. There were 2 military games that were made that were designed for the military that ended up being on consoles. One was it was America's Army, I think. I think America's Army. It was designed for the Army as a training thing, as a training tool. And then the Marines had one, and it was called Full Spectrum Warrior, which is one of my favorite games of all time. It was like military chess. It was an amazing game. So much fun. I played through it 1,000 times. I actually played through it recently. And that's a video I was going to start editing and put together. But Full Spectrum Warrior was originally designed, and you could actually unlock the military version of the game in-game. It's a lot harder to play, way different. But that game was designed for the Marines to teach them how to do things, and then it came out for the rest of us, and oh god, crazy game. But you're right, the military did choose the Xbox. Hope your son had a great birthday yesterday. He did. I bought him his first beer. He was pretty buzzed after we left the restaurant. It's pretty funny. Good kid. And he bought some alcohol because he's going out with his friends tonight. So he bought some stuff for him to have tonight. He got one of everything. He got a bottle of wine. He got some pre-made Jack and Coke things, and then he got like a Monster Energy. It's called Beast or something like that. I don't know. It's just an energy drink with. Back in the day, like when I was a kid, I think they had Loki's. Well, I was actually in my 20s, but I think wasn't Loki the one that came out? It was an energy drink with alcohol. Yeah. My other son is like, I tried to tell him to get a buzz ball. I'm like, no, don't do the buzz balls, man. Don't do those. It's a trap. It's more of a default because the Xbox controller works with Windows by default. It's not anything specific with aesthetics. It's just what works without hassle. Well, yeah, Microsoft. But I thought PlayStation controllers were work by default as well. Is that not a thing? I don't know. What if you have a Sony computer with Windows on it? Because it's a Sony computer, wouldn't it recognize? Or I don't think, you know what? Does Sony even make computers anymore? I don't think Sony makes. I remember all the cool kids. If you had a Sony computer, you were the shit. Because they were a lot of money. Full Spectrum Warrior was an underrated game. Yes, 10 Hammers. I finally played through and finished 10 Hammers. It wasn't as good. The first one was the best, by far the best. Second one was okay. It was okay. I bought them both for PC as well. A little harder to play on there. Four Loko, is that what it was? Four Loko. And there are various jobs in the military now that have switched to controller style management because people using them like drone pilots and are more used to controller now. So they're switching to that versus joystick on some cases. Good. Both will connect via Bluetooth, but the Xbox controller is plug and play with Windows. I don't know what that means. So what I'm saying is like if you plug your controller cable, plug it into the PC, won't it recognize it as a PlayStation controller and then automatically map the buttons accordingly? Or are you saying that you have to get in there and actually like you have to assign the buttons? Maybe I should try that today. Maybe I should try to hook up a PlayStation controller to my Xbox or to my PC. So I know they Bluetooth, but I use this this PC dongle for the Xbox controller. I have it sitting here with a USB extension right on my desk. That's what I use when I actually use it. And as at this point, I only use my controller to play original Xbox games for my YouTube channel. But I haven't made one of those in a while. I haven't really played any games at all in the last week. It's also that Microsoft is an American company. There you go. There's also that. But also because, Microsoft, Windows, Microsoft, Xbox, it's all one thing. They're all one big company. That's what I'm saying. I know it's a rumor, and that's fine. I like rumors, but what I'm getting at is if Xbox or Microsoft is allowed to purchase Steam, it's over. It's over, baby. That's it. At that point, Microsoft is the winner. That's it. They're done. But I don't. Again, I don't think it's. They had a hard enough time just trying to buy out Activision, let alone a huge company like Steam. Yeah. I don't think that would ever make it through, because then it is a monopoly, because then they own everything. They own everything and everybody. I don't think that would work, but only time will tell. We'll see what happens. First one was the best. Second, let you actually shoot, and I like that. You should make him try. Metal, have you tried unlocking the military mode in the original? Okay, so go back if you have the opportunity and you have the ability to do this. Go back to that game, okay? Unlock big head mode and unlock the actual military. You can move each individual person, and there's recoil, and there's so it's you might want to try that one. But big head mode makes it that much more fun. Go back and try it. I did that recently. I should actually make a video on that. That'd be hilarious. Me running around with big heads in full Spectrum Warrior. Should make him try Gonster, Gennis and Monster. Ooh, that's a thing. Mixing. It took me a second to understand what you were saying. Gennis and Monster. Oh, bro, that's terrible. What's wrong with you, Shadow? You're in timeout. Go stand in the corner. PS4 controllers have an app to map the buttons. My new controller for Xbox is a PlayStation version. My Xbox. Oh, that's right. I did see that, Metal. It's an Xbox controller, but it's the same feel. It's designed to look like a PlayStation controller. I got you. I pleasantly await a review on that. just double check the return policy just in case. My Xbox Elite controller struggles to connect to my PC wireless. Elite controller struggles to connect to my PC wireless. I used the dongle also, and it didn't work well, so I got wired. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I don't. Not that I don't trust it. It's just I when it comes to wireless controllers, I just for some reason, and I've read different things, but again, it's never been confirmed by the developer, so it's a rumor. That the proprietary wireless software is actually better than what Bluetooth can offer. So why not? I figure I just stick with this. The dongles are cheap as shit. I mean, if you buy with a controller, I think they're like $70, but you can get these on eBay or, I mean, pretty much anywhere, Facebook Marketplace, for cheap. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to find another one for my daughter right now. I finally talked her into getting off the Xbox and starting to play some games on her PC that's been just sitting there. But I need to get her controller. She doesn't like wired shit either. Nobody in the house likes wired controllers. Everyone's got to be wireless, and I don't blame them. I hate wires. Just hate it. Hate it. I've never done it, but my understanding is that a PlayStation controller has a few hoops to jump through to get it to work, but I haven't tried, so I could be wrong. Try it, Sub. Will you try it for us? Will you just unplug? I mean, because I think you run wired all the time, right? So just unplug it from the back of your PlayStation 5, plug it in your PC, and tell me what happens. I would like to know. I'm just interested. We must test it for science. We're fucked. That's right. I assume you're talking if Steam gets bought out by Microsoft. Yeah, that would be a huge monopoly. But I mean, who knows? Who knows? Highly doubt that will ever happen. Every Steam game finna be 100 or more. Hello, Juru-sama?
Man, don't bullshit me.
What's good, Josh? There it is, Metal Josh. Resubby 37 months. You the man, brother. We go way back. Me and Metal go way back to the beginning of time, even. Thank you for the support all these years, brother. Hello there. Well, hello there. How you doing? Stream is just Portal. Or Stream is just a Portal, and MS already has their own. Yeah, but there's a lot of. I mean, there's everybody sells their shit on Steam. I mean, for the most part, 90% of games that are out there are only available or are available on Steam, or there are some exclusives that will stay on Epic or EA or whatever. But for the most part, everything you can get everything on Steam. And they let just even the little developers, they let everybody on there. It's a marketplace really for anybody, anything. Microsoft has their own, but it's not good. It's I mean, everybody can learn a lesson from Steam. I think I just rounded 20 years. I think I just hit 20 years. My original Steam account that my son uses because he's been playing Counter-Strike on it since he was 10. I think that account just hit 20 years. It's incredible. It's incredible to think. Xbox Live. I've been subscribed to Xbox Live for 20 years. 2000, was it 2003? Yeah. It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. I'm an old man. I don't get why the legs look straight on that controller though. Decent controllers are angled. I'm sure maybe can't be exact because of trademarks or something. Yeah, they probably have to stay a little. They can't be so close that they're going to be in court, you know. But it has 2 bottom paddles, Hall effect. What is Hall effect? I read that too. What is Hall effect, guys? I'm not a PlayStation guy, so I don't know what. Is that where like you have the vibration on the triggers? Is that what that is? I don't. In my head, I'm like a Hall effect. Like you can. I don't know. I don't even know what I would think. I can program it like an elite. I love wired controllers, never going back to wireless until they make me. There you go. For science, raise the finger aggressively. That's right. I've only ever hardwired the PS5 controller to the PC and used the PS remote app to play. Never tried to play anything else, but the controller works normal. Okay, so you can plug it in and it automatically maps it and everything. Okay, that's what I was curious to. But as far as wirelessly, the only way to really do that is if PlayStation had some type of dongle, I don't know if that exists, or it would just be Bluetooth. For competitive gaming, I'll never use a wireless or Bluetooth controller, always wired for me. Really? They came out years ago and said that the wireless technology is so close to the latency of wired that it doesn't make a difference. It's like so minute that it wouldn't make any difference. Just so you know, I can find a link to that if you guys want. But yeah, that's why I went wireless years ago, is because there's no reason for wired anymore. That was the main reason that you went wired, is for latency purposes, input latency. But the wireless technology with Microsoft in general is so close that it doesn't make a difference. I got to be at least 20 years on mine. Hell yeah, the OG Steam guys, man. Hell yeah. Didn't even have a Steam account. I don't even have a Steam account. Well, you better get yourself one, man. Better get yourself one. You have a computer that can play games now, man. You got to have yourself a Steam account. It's a rite of passage. It really is. My current, the one I use for my everyday and stuff, this one is only 2 or 3 years old. But I was a nice dad, and I decided to let my son hold on to that account because he had years and years and years of Counter-Strike on it, and I didn't want to take it away from him. But he's never allowed to give it away. He's never allowed to give it away, and if I want access to it, it's goddamn mine. I have access to it whenever I want. So there you go. Hall effect isn't just PlayStation. What is Hall effect though? What is that? I know I've seen videos that people say with the regular PSN controller, Bluetooth has more lag than wired, but unless you are playing World Series competitive at LAN, does the lag really matter? I don't believe so. But I mean, it's one of those things that you hear a lot. You want the best that you can. That's why people buy the 4090 and to play Counter-Strike, and they turn everything down to low, and they run it at 480p, because having 1,000 frames to them is more important than anything else. So yes, I mean, if you're into super competitive gaming, you'll do anything you can to even get that slight edge, even if input control, even if there was just a hair of a difference that a robot wouldn't even be able to utilize, they will do it just because they have to have any advantage they can. So I don't know. There you go. Hall effect joysticks are a type of joysticks that use magnets and electrical conductors to measure their position, distance, and movement when in use. Unlike standard analog sticks, which use electrical resistance to detect movement, Hall effect joysticks have no physical contact between the movement. Oh, okay. So it's like a wheel. we'll do car terms. It's like a wheel speed sensor. It doesn't touch anything, but as it rotates and it passes by that sensor, I see what you're saying. So there's sensors in there to know exactly where you are stick wise or trigger wise without touching anything. That makes sense. I get it. Okay. Thank you for that, Metal. Good job. Hall effect is the internal sensors that pick up the stick movement. It's on many controllers. You can Bluetooth a PSN to PC as well. Is PlayStation Network available on PC? Is that what you're saying? You can have PlayStation Network on PC? I don't believe it wired for me. There you go. The lag between Bluetooth versus wired is supposed to be milliseconds. Well, yeah, that's for Bluetooth. I'm saying that the Microsoft wireless proprietary software, whatever, is actually even faster than Bluetooth. I'll have to look it up and I'll put it up again for you guys. But you would need somebody like Digital Foundry, those guys that really measure frames and shit like that, to try to do. They would have to like do, and maybe someone has, maybe somebody out there has done that, where they had a wired controller next to a wireless controller, and they were somehow able to measure the input lag, which I'm sure somebody out there can figure out. It might even be a common thing. I don't know. But that's what you'd want to see. Maybe I'll look into that. Pretty sure the Elite controller uses Hall effect sticks. I guess I wouldn't know. I'd have to pull it apart. I don't know. They feel the same. Because years ago, like the old Xbox or the 360, was it 360s? You can hear like the tension. You can hear like the spring or whatever in there. If you listen really closely and you start pulling that trigger rope, you can. I don't get that with these. It's very, very smooth. So it could be Hall. I don't know. Someone's gonna have to Google that for us. I had a Steam account before I even had a computer. Hell yeah, man. I don't care about competitive edge or latency. Fuck a battery. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of on the fence about going wireless mouse. I mean, the cable doesn't get caught up too often, but when it does, it annoys the shit out of me. But I love this mouse, and I was thinking about getting the wireless version. That's why I've been asking people what they think about wireless mice and shit like that. But I mean, I see a lot of the big dogs use them, so I don't know if it even makes a difference. Metal Giant, only the Series 2. Metal, did you just tag yourself in a message? That's awesome. I should get a little to no drift, and if you do, it'll take quite a while. Oh, I gotcha. Do I have a VR headset yet? I wouldn't say that I own a headset, but they reside within the property that I own. So I have access to, yes. They're Oculus 2s. I looked them up yesterday. They're available, and I think they're charged. I don't know. I think all the periphs are charged. But yes, I do have access to one. To be honest with you guys, I haven't really done a whole lot in the last couple of days. I have been so busy with everything else that's going on. I have a list of things I was supposed to be going through and trying to figure out. One is if Hitman is available on the Oculus 2. I know that they announced they're going to be doing a remaster from the ground up, blah, 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 for Oculus 3. But is there something now that I could play? One of my kids has that PlayStation, well, the PlayStation kid. He has the PlayStation VR, but it's the previous version. It's not the newest one. It's the one for the PlayStation 4. I think playing Hitman in VR would be awesome. Awesome. And I would love to do that. I think it'd be fantastic. Sorry, Bluetooth, a PlayStation controller to PC doesn't have to be wired if your PC has Bluetooth capability. Only the Series 2 Elites. Yeah, isn't that what this one is? This is the Elite 2 Core? Oh. I do know that I did like it more. Stick drift seems to be still a thing, unfortunately, with these controllers. Microsoft needs to do better. They want us to pay $100+ for these controllers, and you know, for somebody that really mashes on them sticks, they only last you a couple of months. Hell, there was one guy in our community that he's not around anymore, but he was telling us that he went through like 3 or 4 controllers in a year, and he'd send them back, and he'd go buy a new one, and then 2 months later he had problems with it again, and that's kind of kept me from originally wanting to buy one of these. But I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I need a new controller. I kind of want paddles on the back, and I don't want a wired controller, so I'm kind of stuck with Xbox's wireless one here. So I went with the core. I went with the core. It was like $99, and then I bought the paddles on eBay or on Amazon for like $10. So it was worth it in the end. I had switched to a wireless mouse. How do you feel about that? And you love it? Okay, good. I have a Quest 2 as well. I got them too. Beat Saber is my new addiction. I see a lot of people playing that game. Like I haven't used it in a while. Quest 2 also. Oh, Big Al Mac's got a Quest as well. Cool. Noise. What do you play on the Big Al Mac? I doubt it makes a difference maybe if you're a robot, but my reasoning will remain fuck a battery. No, I got you. Yeah, it gets to a point where input latency is it's so minute that like even a robot, it wouldn't make any difference. But I think it's more of a placebo thing, kind of like the people that claim that they can tell a difference between 1,000 fucking frames and 300 frames. I don't know if the human eye, supposedly the human eye is not even trained to see over 60 or something like that. But I'll tell you what, I notice the difference between 60 and 120. I don't notice much more, above 120, I don't really notice much, but definitely from 60 to 120, I notice a huge difference in FPS games. You won't notice it in slower paced games, but FPSs, I notice a difference big time. Minecraft VR is fun. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that would be fun. I love the VR Sandstorm. I haven't played Sandstorm. The VR drum game is okay if you have an electronic drum kit. IRL Vermilion painting is fun. Angry Birds VR, there you go. I want to get a VR headset just for Beat Saber. There you go. Do it. I play PGA Golf Plus and Beat Saber the most on VR. Oh, see, these are all great sounding games. Golf game would be amazing. I was never a golfer, never golf, but I think in that capacity would be great. Whenever I went to the bar when I was younger, they always had the was it gold links or gold tee or whatever with the little ball. I love playing that game, having a couple drinks and jumping from the pool table to the golf game back and forth. That was fun. Being about to swing a lightsaber is all I want to do. Did anybody play there was a Star Wars, our Subnuke probably never played it. There was, for the Xboxes, what was it, Kinect? For the Kinect on the 360, I think this is right around the time that they released the Star Wars consoles, the R2-D2 and C-3PO. There was a lightsaber game on there where you would, yeah, I don't remember exactly how it would work, but the Kinect somehow worked with it. It didn't work out, and they never do. They didn't work out as well as I'd hoped, but that was kind of cool, though. Assetto Corsica racing is hard, but VR racing? Shit, man. VR Insurgency Sandstorm? Oh, that's what you're talking about? Oh, that's cool. When you said Sandstorm, I was thinking it was like it was a DJ game, like Do-Rad. It's a Sandstorm. 1,000 FPS is insane overkill. Yeah, people out there do it, man. I think it's just for bragging rights at the water cooler. Golden Tee, that's right. I have a mini golf and PGA golf VR game, both super fun. PGA golf if I crossplay. I've seen a few Star Wars virtual games. The Star Wars Squad Fighter VR game was okay. Resolution on the Quest 2 wasn't that great. Failed miserably. I was just reading something about that yesterday. Most people can see a bit over 60 frames, but in some conditions up to 500. Yeah, and it's probably it's probably the androids like Shroud. I was watching last night. So we went to bed a little early last night, and I usually watch something to kind of fall asleep. The wife she's out, right? So I usually watch something goofy on YouTube, and I see Shroud was playing a game with Summit, so I went and watched that, and it was PUBG. Everyone returned for the Erangel Classic, and that was amazing. But there's one thing I've always noticed about Shroud is I think he's a fucking robot. Number one, he never shows any enthusiasm or anything. He has no emotion. This guy's a stone face. He pulls off the craziest shit, and most of us would be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah," we'd be over here celebrating shit. He's just, okay, what's next? I'm bored. That's kind of the feeling I get from Shroud. But I watch this guy because if it's good enough for Shroud, it's more than good enough for me. He's kind of the guy that he was a pro. He was a pro, but did better as not a pro, I think. The guy's incredible. The guy just hands down. He's stone faced though. But that guy right there, I'll bet he's one of the guys that can see at 500 frames. I'll bet he could tell the difference. Oh, God, I'm losing frames tonight. Dude, you're at 300. What are you talking about? Yeah, I can feel a difference. It's really laggy. He's the guy that can see that 500 frames. Not me. Not me. I do notice, again, I can see 120 going up to like 170, which my monitor will do via display port. That I don't really notice much of a difference. But again, 60 to 120, I do feel that difference. So I know that my eyes are good enough to see 120, so I feel good there. Metal will be right back. I fall asleep for F for family. Oh yeah, I do remember that. That's we watched that a couple of times. Isn't that Bill Burr? Isn't that Bill Burr's voice? But most people are around 75-ish, which explains the improvement between 60 to 120, but not much over 120. Yeah, exactly. That's an impressive count. My wife's monitor does 75. Well, her old monitor. She's got a newer one. I gave her my old one, and yeah, every time I upgrade, my wife gets gets my old, my hand-me-downs, and then some lucky participant in the house gets hers. Her old screen was 75, which I originally had for PUBG. Back in the day when this is before the Series X came out and shit. 75, you could definitely, I felt a little bit of a difference between 60 and 75, but 120, 100%, man, you could definitely feel it. And then when she went from the monitor at 75 to 144, oh yeah, she even noticed a big difference there. It's crazy. But it was, I think it was Hogwarts, the Hogwarts game. She noticed a big difference there because she was always locked into 75, and she was able to pull like 90 frames with that game. I feel like frames after 60 are about how it feels. It's more of a feeling thing. It's well, I mean, it feels smoother, right? But I also can see better. Like if you're playing an FPS, which that's mainly what I play. I'm not talking about the slower paced games and stuff like that. But if you're playing an FPS and you go to spin at 60, I can see the screen tear. You may not be able to see, but I can see, my eyes are detecting the screen tear. Now going from 60 to 120, I don't see any of that. I don't see any screen tearing at all. It's just smooth, especially if you turn off this motion blur nonsense. And I think that's what motion blur was introduced for, was to help people not notice the screen tear, to help reduce the screen tearing. All I know is it's garbage. But anyhow. I do the same with my wife. My old monitor becomes her new monitor. They don't ask for much. My wife plays Stardew Valley, Hogwarts, and The Sims 4. That's all she plays. So she doesn't need, high-end stuff, but it's nice giving her that. And then she's like, oh my God, this game runs so smooth. So like when I jumped from 19 to 24, she jumped from 17 to 19. Oh, monitor size? I gotcha. Those are rookie numbers, man. We gotta pump those up. I know a lot of people are into the 32-inch monitors. 27 is the sweet spot for me. I've tried 24, I've tried 22. I have a 22, 24, and 27. 27 is for gaming. That I think that's my sweet spot. That's where I like to be. 32 is a little too big. 24 is too small. 27 is just right for me. Metal, does your monitor go over 60? Does it do 120 plus? Have you ever tried like a side-by-side comparison? Like what I would do is I would get into if your monitor does over that, I would get into a game and I would set it up so that it does 60 frames, right? And I'd play it for a little bit, and then I go back in there and I would crank that up to 120, verify that your monitor's, doing the 120, and then play it again and tell me if you see a difference. Tell me if you notice anything, if you feel a difference, see a difference, anything like that. Put it to the test. Test it for science. And tell me. I like to know. This goes for all you guys. My wife uses her laptop for her Cricket and Jackbox. She's on a 27 now. Good. My man. My man. I keep all my old stuff and don't give to my kids. They break too much shit. Hey, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I agree. My kids are older now, so they don't really break things. When I had younger kids, I always boxed up everything and I kept it safe and away from prying hands that like to put their cookies in the goddamn DVD. I can't tell you how many times I had to fish something out of a DVD drive. God. When my first son was born in 99, we still had a VCR. We didn't really use it very often because at that point we were jumping into DVDs, and I worked at an electronics store, and HD TV was just starting to come out. And but that kid would always stick shit in the VCR. We found sandwiches in there, fucking goldfish. He'd always just wait for us and he'd go, there we go. Have fun, Dad, you fucker. But we don't have those problems nowadays. I want to say like 99% of computers don't even come with DVD drives anymore, Blu-ray drives or whatever. They don't come with disc drives at all, which is a crazy concept to some people. They're like, what? Big Al Mac actually, a year ago, came to me one day and he's like, gives me a disc and he gives me a flash drive. He's like, I need you to put this on here. And I'm like, good luck. I don't own a disc drive, bro. I can't help you. He's like, what? I have one now. I mean, I acquired a couple and they're sitting out in the garage for that reason. But you just don't need them anymore. Everything's digital. I have 27-32, all about that 32-inch. I hate the 24 that I had for work. Anything under 27, you crazy. That's right. Currently using a 4K HDR projector. I think for most games it does low lag, 240 hertz at 1080p, which I use for FPSs. There you go. I was hell bent on getting a 4K monitor, but I'm like, I could probably get some games to play at 4K, but really my graphics card it's a 1440p card. If I get a 4090 or if I get a 4090, then maybe, but I think 1440p is good for me. That's a sweet spot right now. I don't think I mean, if I was to stream in 4K, that would make a difference, I think, to some of you guys. But from what I've learned from you guys over the last few weeks is that most of you watch me via phone. So sending a 4K signal out there is not going to do anybody any good unless you're watching on a big screen. And then maybe you'll notice a difference. But I don't know. Maybe down the road I'll get into some 4K gaming. But what I need to do is I need to hook up my PC to my TV and try to push some games at 4K and see what it looks like. Play on TV. I hate the small monitor meta. My parents had the same issue, PB&J. But it was you doing it, wasn't it? It was you. Yeah. We have a VHS player in the closet, and every time we move, I hear a coin rattle around in it. We only keep it because the wife has some stuff she refused to get rid of. I am in the process of trying to, it's not really trying. I just have to place the order. But I have two VCRs. One is a Super VHS, which if you know what that is, good on ya. I'm going to transfer some older VHS stuff that you can't find anymore. Basically, they're all skate videos. I have a lot of skate videos from the early mid-90s that I want to transfer over to digital before they melt at some point. And then I have, do we have any ICP fans in the crowd? Anybody know, if I just said ICP, does anybody know what, I know Metal does, but ICP made these videos back in the day. They're movies. They made a couple movies. They made two different movies in the early 2000s. Those are available on DVD, and I actually have both those on DVD. But back in the late 90s, they did this video. They're called Stranglemania. And they took this wrestling video from Japan. It was Japanese wrestling, but there was actually Americans that were wrestling in there, Cactus Jack, and I can't remember the other guy. But anyhow, they took this video and they did commentary over it, and it was fucking hilarious. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I had to hide this from my mom so she wouldn't, because she'd break this thing, right? So I've been carrying these videos around. There's 2 of them for the last 30 years, and I need to transfer this to digital and get it online. I don't know if they're going to like it or not, or if I'm going to get copyrighted, but hey, I'm just trying to preserve this for future generations. Yes. A lot of yeses there. Well, if you're from Michigan, you 100% know who ICP is. Whether you like him or not, you know the name. Not a fan, but I know who they are. Okay, Camp Kill Yourself. Oh yeah, CKY. We talked about them the other day. The precursor to, well, they were a band, but Bam Margera, Jesse Margera was that was, yeah. But anyhow, Bam Margera used the CKY name for his videos that ended up turning into Jackass. That was a fun conversation too. Insane Clown Posse. Oh man, I'll go back even further. Go back to their roots. Before they were the gimmicky clowns, they were trying to make it, and their original name was Inner City Posse. They were legit. There was 3 of them actually, and they were rappers in the area. They did 1 album, I do believe. They did 1 album, and then they realized that they needed a gimmick. They changed themselves to the Insane Clown Posse. They put on the makeup. They lost the dead weight, and the rest is history. But yes, Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J. They had different names in the video, but yeah, they just sat there and did commentating on this video, and it was fucking hilarious. One of the greatest things ever. So when I get this done, I will somehow get it to you guys in some sort of capacity. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on YouTube and see if it flies. So as soon as I get it uploaded, I will put the link in Discord so you guys can watch it, before they pull it. We got to get it in there. The wife has some recordings of her Disney live parade she recorded from TV in the 90s. Oh, I thought you were going to say something about Insane Clown Posse, because Hollywood Records, which was, I think, was it Hollywood Records? It was owned by Disney. Also owned, they were with ICP for a while, and then they dropped them like a bad habit because I guess they didn't do the research and realize how bad they were. Actually, in one of their follow-up songs, they actually said, "Fuck the mouse." Fuck Michael Eisner and fuck the mouse. That was the song they did with Old Dirty Bastard. It was just fuck. I think it was the name of the song. They said it like 300 times in 3 minutes. Anyhow, I'm getting off topic. Again, it happens a lot. Gam Jaking. How you doing? Thank you for the follow. How you doing? Welcome. Bro, search command in Windows search bar, and okay, yeah. Come on, how old do you think I am, man? Don't do what he just said, guys. It's to delete your hard drive. Don't do it. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, and that goes back to, yeah. I learned that in high school, junior high actually. Yeah. Don't do that. That's an old DOS thing. Don't do that. Okay. There's also Incredible Caesar Pizza 2 around here. I still have my original bootleg CKY CD. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Jess Margera and the gang. Dude, I dated a juggalette back in the day. Lesson learned. King 810 Michigan Metal. I'm in the 810 area code. I'm over here in the 810. Big Al Mac knows. So I didn't know that. I know the ICP still around. They still do the Gathering of the Juggalos, but I never really hear about anything. I know that they've made music in the last 10, 12 years, but I think they did the seven Jokers cards, and then it was at Great Malenko, and then what was the Amazing Jekyll Brothers, and then I think there was one more, and then that was it, right? So they kind of stopped doing that, but they're still making music and stuff. I was surprised. I was dropping my daughter off at one of her games, and in the parking lot there was a car that had the Great Malenko decal on the back. I'm like, holy shit! I was like, whose car is that? She goes, oh, it's so and so. I was like, is that their parents' car? I'm like, no. I'm like, she knows who ICP is. She goes, oh yeah, she loves ICP. I'm like, what? What? This kid's 16 because she's driving, but 16 years old, and a new generation of ICP lovers are out there. It's great. It's crazy. It's amazing that they're still catching on out there. All these years later. Oh no, like the wife toured with Disney to different cities like Boston, Chicago, and it was on TV. Oh, I gotcha. I was in some commercials back in the day. I don't know if I even had them anymore, but yes, way better. 2002. I did commercials for ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale. Look up their show at Bloodstock, superb performance art. Juggalos be some of the most down-to-earth people I ever met. Yeah, but when that makeup goes on, man. We in this area, we see a lot of people with tattoos, a lot of ICP tattoos out there, even if it's just the Running with a Hatchet Man, or, you know, one of the Joker's cards. Ringmaster was my favorite. One of my favorite albums too is Ringmaster. So underrated. A lot of people prefer the really early stuff. Ringmaster got kind of left behind. But a lot, I mean, most of the rest of the country that knows ICP was probably like Great Malenko on. What is a juggalo? Are you trying to get me to sing, or are you legitimately asking what a juggalo is? Because I can't tell. Because that's actually that's actually the name of a song. What is a juggalo? Who's going chicken hunt? They all take care of each other the way self-police at the gathering. I respect it. They self-police. Oh, that's good. That's cool. They used to come. There was a. I was trying to remember the name of the. There was a venue downtown Flint. That's no longer there. Metropolis. Oh, it was that was what I was trying to tell my wife this the other day, and I was like, it's not the Capitol. She goes, no, the Capitol's still there. I'm like, and it's not the Capitol. It's something else. It was right downtown. I know exactly where it's at. Metropolis. So they would come to Metropolis in Flint and do shows quite a bit. And I wasn't old enough to go at the time, but I had some older friends that would go. And oh my God, one of them, there's a rare album cover for Tunnel of Love, which is Shaggy 2 Dope, and they took his head and they put it on a porn star, and it's hilarious. And he got that cover signed by both of them at one of the shows, and he was sitting in front row. And one of the things they used to do, I don't know if they still do it now, but they would take bottles of Faygo, 2 liters of Faygo, and they would just go fucking nuts. They shake these things up and spray the audience with it. So he came back. We met him after the show. He came back, and he was a fucking sticky ass mess. And under his shirt and his pants, he pulls out this pristine copy of Tunnel of Love signed by both of them. We're like, oh, yes! It was so worth it, man. We were so jealous. Jealous, I tell you. Juggalo's ICP as a Deadhead to Grateful Dead. Yeah, it's a Juggalo is an extreme follower of the Church of Clown. the Church of Clown. They're the dead. They're the diehards. They're the deadheads or the diehards of ICP. Do you David Gunn or Eugene if you're from the 810? I don't know what those words are, so no, I don't know. We've had a lot of bands pop up in the area. One of the bands that I used to love that broke up in the mid 2000s, they were around for like 6 years, and they were big. They were making it huge in the area. I don't know whatever happened to them, but their name was Crop Circle, and they were fucking awesome. These guys are incredible. I'm pretty sure I have one of their albums somewhere in my garage. But like, what was that van that came out of Frankenmuth a few years ago? They were 100%. Led Zeppelin ripoffs. I think they're still around. I don't remember. Something Greta, whatever. Like Crop Circle. Crop Circle should have been the band that come out of Michigan. Not this other I can't Greta something. Greta Van Fleet, yes. Yeah, terrible fucking band. A Crop Circle should have been the guys that rose from the ashes of Flint. Crop Circle was the shit, bro. They played at my 21st birthday. It was a few days after they found Len Staley dead. So their whole set was all Alice in Chains, and they killed it, bro. They killed it. And I was outside throwing up because it was my 21st birthday, and I was sick as a dog. And the band members were out back smoking a cigarette in between sets, and I'm out there just ralphing, man. I'm and one of them comes over and goes, "Hey, man, you all good?" And I'm like, "Hey, yeah, you know," and I'm like, "Hey, man." Oh, Crop Circle, you guys are awesome, man. I remember a little bit of what I said to him, and people told me later on, what the conversation was about. But I was like, oh, big fan. I love you guys. And we had gone with a couple of our friends, and there was one girl that was with us, and she loved the lead singer. Like, he was wearing like leopard pants and shit, and she was just like all over this guy. And so I'm like, hey, it's my 21st birthday. And they're like, hey, congrats, stuff. We'll buy you a shot. But I don't need any more. I'm good. I was like, but there's a girl that's in there that came with us, and she loves you, bro. She'll probably do things to you in the party. So I take him back in, and I'm stumbling, and I go to the table. I'm like, hey, it's the lead singer, man. We're good friends now. And I'm hugging this guy, and she doesn't know what to say. She's like, Anyhow, that was my Crop Circle story. They were great. I went to a couple of their shows after the fact. They did remember me as the drunk guy from the yeah. But they just disappeared one day. They were just up and gone. Sucks. I know I go off on the beaten path sometimes, but these are fun stories for you guys. Not a fan, but at least it's nice to hear younglings listen to something other than rap. Far too few know. Blink, Green Day. Hey, man. Hey, that's all I listen to. 90s hip hop, bro. That's my bag. That's my jam. That's what I listen to. That's what I listen to, man. That's my shit. I go out in the garage. I turn on my radio, and it's just all curated 90s hip hop rap music. That's my shit, man. I love it. Love it. There you go. Some YouTube stuff for you. Not a fan of ICP. It's okay. We all have our flaws. Yes, Crop Circle Metal. You ever heard them? Did they? I know that they weren't. They had moderate success. They weren't huge, but I know that their name got out there. Their name was out there beyond Michigan. I actually, as far as I know, they did a lot of shows in the southern state area. I don't know how far they went, but you might have even seen them, man. Saw a lot of shows at the machine shop. We're actually waiting for this Murder Machine. We're waiting for them to show up to the machine shop. And you better hurry, dude, because Machine Shop's changing their ways. They're starting to do comedy shows there. They had that Pete Davidson guy there recently, or he's coming or something like that. Dude, that's the beginning of the end for them. That's it. Done. So you got to get here soon before they close their doors. So many one-hit wonder bands in the 90s. Be down out in the garage chasing waterfalls. No. I didn't say R&B. I said hip hop and rap. TLC is not either one of those things. They are R&B. Left Eye might throw a rap in there from time to time, but they're not rap music, and they're not hip hop. I'm talking like the Roots and De La Soul and the Jungle Brothers, and yeah, come on now, A Tribe Called Quest. That's the hip hop. That's what I listen to, man. We finally have a bass player, so back to it full time soon. Yes, back in action. Good, but again, Metal. If they keep doing these stupid shows over here, they're not going to be open much longer. So you got to hurry. Got to hurry, man. We want you here. You should come during Halloween. They always have Mushroom Head here. Mushroom Head's like their headliner for their Halloween shows. That'd be great to have you here with them. Yeah. So what is this, David Gunn or Eugene? Talk to me, brother. What is this? Big Al Mac probably knows, and he's not telling me. He's like, "Hi, you look like a fool." There we go. Okay. Someone say shrooms. I did. As a matter of fact. Who here likes shrooms? All right, so I don't even remember how this conversation got started. We were all over the place. Again, I love it. I just need to name the show The Rabbit Hole. That's what happens. We go down a rabbit hole, and by the time we come out, their mind is just completely blown, and we have no idea where we originally started. Dave Gunn's lead singer for King 810, and they grew up together, seeing how small the world is. Oh, I gotcha. I don't know the name. Is that his real name? David Gunn? Is that his real name, or is that his stage name? I don't know. But we had a lot of, when I worked at the Harley shop, we had a lot of bands come and go out of there, and I met a lot of dudes. We had a Kiss tribute band come in. These guys were legit, man. They did the makeup, they had all the gear, they looked amazing, incredible. That was a fun night. The show got rained out. We had a thunderstorm that night. So they came inside, they were trying to move all their equipment in, but everyone ended up leaving. So they didn't even do a show. They just took pictures with everybody, and they hung out, and it was a great time. We never even saw them perform. They just walked around and chatted with everybody. It was fucking awesome. Incredible. And they were out of Cleveland or something like that. They had a long drive. Oh shit, you worked at a Harley place? I have one. Nice. Yes, I was, for the last 7 years of my my sales career, I was the business sales manager. I jumped between titles, but I was basically business manager for 7 years. It was the best, most rewarding, most fun job I've ever had in my life, and I miss it. It's been 4 or 5 years now that I left, but it was time to go. Under different circumstances, I'd still be there, and I'd probably be running the place because I was like right there, and then I ended up, yeah. But anyhow, I loved the Harley shop. I still ride my Harley. I still have my bike. I still have connections with a lot of the guys, but it's not what it used to be. I ride a Dyna. I literally ride Jax Teller's bike from Sons of Anarchy. Same year, same make, or same model, FXDX. I have the same fairing, and everything's pretty close. Mine's a little more murdered out than his, a little more stripped down than his, but yeah, I love my bike. It's a legal dirt bike. We like to stand her on end. She rides better on one wheel, we'll put it that way. So anyhow, back to what we were talking about. Games, that's right. What's what we were all here for? Games? We're talking about games. Okay, so here's what's happening in the next few days, and I think we talked about a little bit of this already. So today at 1 o'clock, we're closing in on that time. Supposedly the body cam game that's been in playtest for the last week that I never got invited to, that's supposedly going to be released in early access today at 1 o'clock. So who here is interested in that game? Who's buying that game immediately? And who's going to be streaming it later? Anybody here? Any takers? I watched some gameplay. I watched Doc play it a little bit. He liked it, but he thought it was more of a gimmicky, it's more of a proof of concept. I don't think he used that word, but to me that's what it meant. It's more of okay, so this is what you can do with the engine. Here's another. It's a gimmicky game, but it's a great idea. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be buying it or partaking in it. I'll be watching a lot of it just because it looks interesting, but I don't know if I'm going to be. It depends on the price too. If we can get it for under $30, I might pick it up. But if it's going to be more than that, yeah, I don't believe so. Aiken Skin, what's going on, buddy? How you doing today? Also, at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock today, we're going to be getting the teaser trailer for the Delta Force Hawk Ops game. I still think it's a stupid name. Hawk Ops. That's going to be butchered so many times. I think they need to change the name before they do a full release. But Delta Force is a fantastic game series. I don't know about you guys, but I played a lot of them in the early 2000s. Great games. Black Hawk Down, I think was one of the last games that me and my brothers all played together. Many years ago before we kind of went off and did our own things, and used to play a lot of games with my brothers. So that's interesting. We have a couple things going on today, and we're in the middle of the summer showcase, Steam Summer Showcase, which started on the 6th and goes through till Sunday. And then starting on Monday, we're going to be doing the Next Fest again. There's going to be another Next Fest, and that's where we're going to see a lot of these new FPS games coming out. So today's the 7th. On Sunday, on the 9th, they're going to be doing the Xbox big. They're going to be doing the big Xbox showcase. We're going to learn more about Call of Duty. What's actually going to be happening with the Game Pass version of the games. Hopefully we'll get some release dates. Hopefully we get some fucking information about Blackout, because I really want to see that come back. I'm really excited, and I'm also getting myself prepared for a major letdown, but that's fine. That's fine. We can all dream, right? I dream of becoming a streamer someday. Maybe it'll happen. We'll see. We're almost there. We're getting there. Ink, happy Friday. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic, man. Can't you tell? I'm all hopped up on caffeine and Mountain Dew. I can't even keep up with my words at this point. I'll be watching the Summer Fest, so if anyone is doing a watch party. Oh, there you go. When is the next? And when is the next? And what is the next? Looks like right now they are. Okay, here's the broadcast schedule. This is for today. 3 p.m. they're going to be doing IGN Live. 5 o'clock they're going to be doing the Summer Game Fest. Oh, that's the big one. So 5 o'clock is the big one there. I'm Eastern time frame, just so you guys know. So times accordingly. And then we're also at 8 o'clock, Devolver Direct. Devolver's got some good games. We'll see what happens with their stuff. And then Wholesome Direct, the Wholesome Games. That starts at noon. Oh, no. 12 p.m. tomorrow. That's tomorrow's time. Okay. So the last one's going to be Devolver at 8 o'clock tonight. So I'll be watching a little bit of those. I don't know if I'll do watch parties. I kind of wanted to play some games and stream tonight. So that's, the wife said, I'm playing games tonight. I just want to let you know I'm playing. I'm like, oh, that's great. Maybe I can get in there and play some games too, but we'll see what happens. If anyone's down, let me know. Hit me up in Discord. So that's what's happening today. Big things. I'm excited for both of these, Body Cam and Delta Force. Delta Force more or less. I've signed up for that playtest as well. We'll see if they give me the invite or not, but I want to be involved in anything that's coming out in the genre that I play. I want to be involved with as many play tests as possible this year. I'm really excited for the landscape of gaming for the next 6 months. There's a lot of good stuff coming out, a lot of great games, and it's all going to end with Indiana Jones in December, which is, I mean, just icing on the cake. It really is. If it wasn't coming to Game Pass, I would have already pre-ordered the game. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great game. It's already, I mean, it's in the hands of one of the most competent developers out there. I think we're going to be fine. There you go. That's what I need, some more coffee, right? Yeah. That'll get things kicked into overdrive. Inca Skin, the question is, how are you doing today? How are you? How have you been? And I am in the process. I do have it here. I've got it written down. I'm still working on the, you know, maybe I should do that tonight instead of playing video games. I'm going to put together a bingo card for the Xbox showcase. I think that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I did that before for something. Was it PUBG when they did this big PUBG thing? I think it was a couple years ago. I remember doing a bingo card for that as well. We came close. We came very, very close. A lot of the ideas, they didn't quite work out, but I know that they're being worked on now. So we'll see what happens. Working. Good. Make that money, brother. Is anybody else excited or think, oh shit, wait a second here. That's wrong. I looked at this wrong. It's 2 p.m. Pacific. So it's going to be during the 5 o'clock. Okay, so the reveal trailer or the teaser trailer is going to be during the Summer Game Fest at 5 o'clock. So let me go ahead and change that up. So maybe I do at 5 o'clock. Maybe I do need to come in here and do like a little watch party. So my question to you guys, to all of you guys, is what are you guys looking forward to in the next couple days with all these game shows and things that are going on. We have Steam's Summer Game Fest tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure how long it's going to go, but we'll probably see a lot of games that are obviously coming to Steam. Hopefully the ones that we're interested in. And then Sunday is the Xbox. Let's see, what do they call it? Whatever, it's the Xbox showcase. That's actually being, I wonder if they're going to be putting that on Steam as well, because I do see it showcased here. Yeah, Xbox Game Showcase, followed by the Black Ops 6 Direct. That's at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Maybe we should do a live stream. Maybe we should do a watch party. Would you guys be interested in a watch party? Would you guys want to watch it with me? Or are you guys worried that I'm going to talk too much? Because that is a possibility. Maybe what I'll do is I'll give you guys a channel point redemption where you can cut my mic off. So if I'm annoying you, guys be like, oh, fuck this guy. Let's shut his shit off. And then just turns my mic off automatically. I can do that. There's a lot of different like goofy things I was going to do with the stream at one point, but still on the drawing board. Sunday is the Xbox showcase. Yes, it is. I'm hoping for a new Resident Evil game announcement. Okay, good. See, now we're getting somewhere. Now we got a conversation going on. All right, so new Resident Evil for Ink and Skin. Can we get an Unreal 5 Splinter Cell, please? Yes, Metal Josh. There's rumors that the Splinter Cell, the original, is being remastered for Unreal Engine 5. So that is a good possibility. These are good, guys. This is gold, Jerry. This is gold. Sorry, once again, I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld lately. Banya? Or is it Banya? Yeah, Banya. Okay, so we got Resident Evil, Splinter Cell. These are all good, guys. Splinter Cell would be lit, yes. Remember a couple years ago when they added, what was it? Did they add, there was a Sam Fisher thing for, was it Rainbow Six? Remember when that came out and everyone's like, oh shit, this has got to be a tie-in. They're going to announce a new Splinter Cell. It's going to happen. Nothing happened. God, that's got to be almost, 10 years ago now? Because I think Rainbow Six Siege has been out since, 2015? That game's 10 years old almost. Damn. It's been, and I think the last one, Blacklist, came out in 2013, so we're 11 years in now. 11 years since we have had a Splinter Cell game, which is it's not cool. That's not cool, guys. Do better. I want a new one though. Yes, you and me both. But I would take a remastered over nothing, right? I mean, I'll get what I can take at this point. A new one would be fantastic. And hopefully somewhere someone is working on the game and they just can't talk about it, which is great, fine, whatever. But a remastered of the original, I would take that. I honestly would love a remaster of Chaos 3 because that was my favorite. But I don't know. Splinter Cell Chaos 3 was the game that almost killed my original Xbox. That was the game that I fired up and I was playing and I was like maybe 30 minutes into the game and all of a sudden I started getting green lines, like matrix trails, like through the picture. And then all of a sudden everything went red and then the Xbox shut off. And I was like, oh no. That was the first time I ever had an Xbox overheat on me. And that was like kind of like the precursor to the Red Ring of Death. But if it wasn't for that game, I wouldn't have learned how to take my Xbox apart and find out that it's basically a computer on inside and add some fans and some new thermal paste, and I was gaming. That was the first console that I really modded, was the original Xbox. And the rest is history. And now I mod everything. Now if it can be opened, I can make it better. Like I'm the Tim the Toolman Allen of gaming consoles at this point. More power. Getting tired of remakes. Yeah, you and me both, man. It just seems kind of like a lazy thing to do, but it's also kind of cool. I like when people do mock-ups of what like games of yesteryear would look like on today's technology. That's cool. Like have you guys, anyone seen the picture or there's like a very short video of a guy that did, I think it was Super Mario 64 in Unreal Engine 5, and it looked just insane. But like, would you? I don't know. Like, would you want to play that? It's a cool idea, but I don't know. I know Penguin and I are looking forward to the release date announcement of First Descendant today. I'm gonna write that one down. First Descendant, okay. I also saw that they're doing another play test for Once Human. I thought Once Human was already out. Didn't that? We played the demo or the play test version back in, what was it, February? 4 months ago, I want to say. And I thought the game was already out. I saw somebody playing it recently. Bones. Wasn't Bones playing it? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, I know. We'll take what we can get at this point, right, Metal? In a landscape of games that are all remakes or just broken the day that they come out or have horrible launches, which has been a lot of games in the last year, 2 years, I will take a game that is a remaster that just works. That just works at the very beginning. That's all I want. I want a game that gets released and works. That's all. Is that too much to ask for? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're spoiled. Inkus, can come play X Defiant with us. It's glitchy, but fun as fuck. Yeah, I also saw, I made this little crack the other day about how people like myself whine about the hitboxes and this and that. And then I come to find out the hitboxes are actually broken. So they're supposedly working on that because they're not working as the way they're supposed to or something like that. But in a tweet yesterday or the day before, they said that they acknowledge it and they are working on it. So I'm glad that finally we have a company out here that is admitting to their faults and they're saying, okay, we're going to do better. Gray Zone Warfare, Madfinger Games, they did the same thing a few days ago. They released a hot fix in the morning and they rolled it back like the next day. And they're like, okay, we fucked up. We didn't listen to the community. We're going to do better. That right there speaks volumes for a company. It's all these other companies, I don't know, the ones that release these quadruple A games that are fucking garbage. And they're like, well, you guys just aren't playing the game right. Wait a second here. What are you talking about? It's my fault? It's my fault the game's broken? Cool, thanks. Make sure I never play that game again. Splinter Cell would be cool, but I have little faith in Ubisoft these days. Which sucks because I'm kind of sort of looking forward to the next Assassin's Creed. Mirage wasn't bad. It was just subpar. Graphics were amazing. Graphics were great. But again, it felt like I was playing Origins. It almost felt like I was playing like Brotherhood, but like in Origins setting. It was okay. It was better than the last few iterations for me anyhow. But it wasn't like amazing. It wasn't an amazing game. It was still fun to play through. So I'm hoping that the next one is going to be a little bit better than Mirage, and I'll be okay with that. But I don't remember. Does anybody who has the better memory in here? I obviously it's not me. But when Mirage launched, didn't it launch okay? There was no issues, right? The game pretty much played well. There was hardly, there might have been a couple glitches or bugs and stuff, but for the most part, the game worked when it came out. There wasn't a whole lot of issues, right? Or am I remembering things differently? I feel that in my world, I'd like Hideo to take a stab at it. That would be sick. Once Human was okay. I hate mouse and keyboard though. Oh, I got you. Beta didn't support controller. Okay, so maybe it'll be better if they allow controller support, which most games are being released. Most PC games are being released with both and having controller support. We're not seeing that in consoles so much. There are a lot of games that you can utilize mouse and keyboard, but we're not seeing it as much. And I think going forward, when crossplay is going to become more the norm, it should be industry standard. We'll probably see more and more games on consoles have mouse and keyboard support, which I think it's inevitable because consoles are pretty much just entry level PCs anyhow. So it makes sense that they would have mouse and keyboard support for more games. And then games like Hell Let Loose or PUBG, they could have crossplay, but you would separate them. Once again, X Defiant leading the way in the industry with input control lobbies. So then you can separate. So if somebody wants to play on PC with a controller, they could play against other people with just controllers. And like vice versa, you know, with mouse and keyboard. That's something that needs to happen. That way that all gamers together can play in perfect harmony with each other. Stop, I can only become so erect. Reminds me of Archer. He's always like, it's hard to shoot straight with a full erection. I can't drive with an erection. I know that today was supposed to be the release date announcement per them. Okay, so that'll probably happen at 5 o'clock then. Because that seems to be, that's when their big showcase thing is going down. Looks like there's other things happening in the meantime, but IGN's got something going on at 3 o'clock. I mean, they're just they're a news source, so I don't know. They're probably just a pregame show. Summer Game Fest at 5 o'clock. That's where you're going to want to be. So I would say everyone make sure that you're watching that. I don't know if I'll have an opportunity to actually live stream, but I wouldn't mind doing a watch party. I think that'd be kind of fun. I downloaded it, tried it. It was rough. X Defiant. Yeah, it's not really what I was. Yeah. I think if they had a mode where you can get rid of the abilities and it was just straight gameplay or gunplay, I think it'd be way better. So I know there's a lot of game modes that are supposedly coming out for X Defiant. I would love to see a stripped down just guns and, only, and I think that would be where I would spend most of my time. But right now the game modes are kind of They're kind of like the B side of all the other FPS games out there. They're usually the game modes that they'll play when they get tired of Team Deathmatch or Search and Destroy, but for the most part, they don't want to always play those game modes. And that's what I see there. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, it just came out, and it's people are having fun with it, and it's not dead yet, so they still have an opportunity to make it better. Group. After I've grinned, X Defy, I have no faith in Ubi. Mirage was a flop. It was a flop for sales. But what I'm saying is, like, when it first came out, when it released, like, it didn't have any problems, right? It wasn't like so X Defiant. It wasn't even playable the first day for 90% of the population out there. We couldn't get into the game, and even the big time we even were like, okay, so basically they're only going to let the big time streamers play the game, and that wasn't the case. I was watching a lot of Call of Duty guys that have upwards of 3,000 viewers at a time. They couldn't even get into the games. Chaco couldn't get into the games. TP couldn't get in. Even some of the bigger guys, they couldn't get into games either. So like that was a botched release date. That was bad. But we're seeing that more and more now. And the joke that day was someone said, "Oh my God, but it's still not as bad as the day before." And my response to them was, "But I could get into games. I was able to get into the servers and play games on the day before. You couldn't even do that with X Defiant." It's only when we got into the day before and we got into the game, we started playing, that we realized this game is garbage, man. Like, you can't melee, you can't swap weapons with the wheel, you can't keybind anything, you can't crouch, you couldn't climb over things. Like, it was just like, what the fuck is going on here? But at least we can get into the game. At least we could play. Oh my God. That was free to skip. There you go. Yeah. Oh my God. So there's rumors about that company that I'm sure you guys heard that, but hours after they dropped the game and gave everyone their money back, they split into another company. So basically they continued on and they're making another game, but under a different name now. So they're just going to keep doing this. They're just going to keep doing it, rinse and repeat. They're going to keep going back and forth. And this Project Elite is another one that's getting a lot of bad rap because supposedly the guy that's behind this game has been known to have scam games in the past. So that's another one to keep an eye on. Far Cry 6 was a letdown as well. Oh, you didn't like 6? Oh, 6 was great. It just looked and played well. I don't really remember much of the story and things like that, but I enjoyed 6. I thought it was pretty good. Something good. The new AC looks like a ripoff of Ghost of Tsushima. 5 was my fave. Yeah, I know a lot of people in here like 5. Yeah, 5 was probably because it took place in America and you're in the hills and you could hunt, and you could fish, and there's a lot of cool things that you could do. Being able to take helicopters and planes and stuff, that was a lot of fun. 5 was good. 5 was good. The Dawn, the New Dawn, or whatever the one after that wasn't too bad. It should have been DLC though. It didn't feel like a full game to me. Because weren't you just replaying on the same map as 5? Wasn't just the same, but like everything was like, you know, post-apocalyptic with pretty flowers everywhere. I think it was the same damn thing. It was more Mad Max in Montana than it was, you know, the previous one. Yeah, you could hunt 4, but I'm just saying like you were in Montana. You were like in our, you know, 4 you were in what? 4 was in Tibet, wasn't it? You were up there in the Himalayas or whatnot. So it was the first one that took place in America. It was supposed to be like, you know, modern day Montana or some shit like that. I know a lot of people that used to play like the hunting games, and they actually would play Far Cry 5 just so they can go out. They wouldn't do anything other than just hunt. They'd go out and hunt the bears and all. Yeah. So there, I mean, it was cool because there was a lot of different things that people could do. You could play the game, you know, as it was intended, or you can go off and hunt and fish and just do that with your time. New Dawn was 5's map. Yeah, exactly. It was just after it was after the nuke, right? So everything was like post-apocalyptic. It was supposed, what, 7 years after the fact or something like that. It was like Mad Max. Like they had all these, you had all these Mad Max characters running around and acting fools. 5, I think 5 was better in that job, but I play all of them. I like all the Far Cry games. 4 took place in Karat, but it's a fake place based on Tibet though, wasn't it? Because Karat's not even a real place, but that's what, like, Tibet. It was like somewhere in that neighborhood. I never finished 2. I never finished the second one. That was in Africa, and the malaria is what really killed that game for me. Is I was constantly trying to keep the malaria at bay while I'm fighting all these things, and that was a shitty concept. I know there's mods that'll, like, I think it removes the whole malaria effect, or it just keeps it undercover, so you can play without having to deal with that end of things. Maybe I need to revisit that game. I never played any of the Far Cry series. Really? Oh man, you're missing out, brother. Bro, start with 3. One is too old now to really. 1 was good, but I mean, it's just too old now to. I would start with 3, and I would work my way through the series. And don't forget Primal. Primal was a good one. Primal's very, very good. But I would start with 3, and I'd work my way down the line. If you ever get a chance, they are long games. I don't know, to 100% of them, you're probably looking at 40, 50 hours. I love 5 because I could smack hillbillies with a shovel gun. Yes. Yeah, 5 was great. 5 was fantastic. So maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get. I know that they've been hinting at Far Cry 7. Maybe that will be announced tonight. I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I'm looking forward to a lot of different. I would like to see, and I'm probably. I know I keep talking about this, but I would like to see a revisit to Indiana Jones. I'd like to see, just give us something else, because wasn't it teased back in February, March? I mean, we could use another trailer, just something to keep the hype going. You know, we have a long ways to go till December, but it would be nice. I mean, probably 6 months exactly from today, we'll see that game. So we have a long ways to go, but I would like to see something to kind of like keep the hype going, especially for myself. As a matter of fact, we were talking about getting rid of some of our streaming services the other day because we just don't. There's really nothing to watch on these stream services anymore. It seems like every time I'm like, oh yeah, let's watch this movie, we go to, and it's not on any of the streaming services, and you have to buy it for $3.99 or whatever, rent it for $3.99. So Disney was on the chopping block for a minute because there's just nothing on there that we watch. There's nothing coming out soon. There's just, you know, it is what it is. So we were going to get rid of Disney, and then my son says, well, wait, give me a week. I want to watch the most recent Indiana Jones movie, and then you can get rid of it. And I'm thinking, oh, I need to rewatch the Indiana Jones movies again. That'd be great. So I could use, a little. I could use a little Indiana Jones game stuff to kind of get me hyped again for it. The modern James Bond game, probably 2026. That's another one that I don't even want to think about because I get so excited thinking about it. Like as Ink and Skin said, I can only get so erect. I don't even want to think about that. But IO Software, who made the Hitman games, is in charge of the James Bond game. I will just leave it at that. Okay, we'll let your mind wander. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible, but probably 2026, maybe even further out than that. We'll see. I have the Giancarlo Esposito, one of the PlayStation. It was free at one point. Never played it though. I assume you're talking about Far Cry 6. I repurchased it on Ubi for $14 because I had this plan. You guys asked me earlier about VR. I had a plan where I was going to play Far Cry 6 in VR on stream. And that's still on, it's still one of my many things I've written down. I just got to make it happen. I got to figure out what it's going to take to make that happen. But I think that'd be fun. But now you guys are talking about these other games. I'd love to do Hitman in VR and Sandstorm, Insurgency Sandstorm in VR. Get out of here, man. I'm writing all this shit down. VR games. So I don't forget. Old man over here. I have to write everything down. And Insurgency. And Far Cry 6. Okay. And maybe even some golf. You guys were talking golf earlier. Now I'm thinking about that as well. South Park. I haven't played Snow Day. I don't think any of my kids have either. They all love the South Park games. I know a couple of you guys, Pink, you played Snow Day, right? You liked it. You think they're going to announce another one? Love Far Cry 3 through 6. Yeah. Quake, did you play Primal? Did you play Far Cry Primal? I said that 3 is probably my favorite. I don't know. It's hard to pin down, but I would say actually 3 Blood Dragon. Far Cry Blood Dragon is my absolute favorite of the Far Cry series. It was just over the top, stupid 80s awesomeness is what it was. It was incredible. And then they did a Trials Far Cry Blood Dragon game as well. Then when we played the Trials games, those were cool. The motorcycle game where you had to, get over the obstacles and stuff. That was such a great game. But it was a bicycle one. It was brother and sister and they were on bikes and yeah, whatever. I have a Primal installed, but I haven't played it. Same with Arc Ascension. Primal's great, dude. It starts off a little slow, but once you get moving, it's a fantastic game. I never thought I would enjoy it just because, your caveman days, but it was really, really, really good. Really good. I can't recommend that one enough, but that's just me. So these are games that you guys should be playing, man. I can't. Far Cry's, shit, Splinter Cell. Now the Resident Evil ones, I never really got into the Resident Evil. I played the original was fantastic. It was a great game. The second one I played a little bit and I was like, Third one came out. I think it was Nemesis, right? And I was like, 4 came out. I tried playing 4. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. And I just never really, Biohazard, which was 7. I played a little bit of that one. That was kind of cool because it was more like a haunted house game. That was a little cooler, but I didn't really make it that far into the game. I think I made it to as far as fighting the guy in the garage with the car, and then that was it. I mean, it was different, but that's Resident Evil I never really got into. Maybe I need maybe I need to. Excite Bike on Nintendo. I watched all the movies, didn't get into the games. I watched the very first one, and then after that, I never really watched any of them. Resident Evil is just a franchise that never really appealed to me, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know. And at the time, there were so many Resident Evil clones out there. Like they released a lot of them. There was a game on Dreamcast called, I think it was Blue Stinger. It was similar to it. There was Cold Fear on Xbox. I was actually going to start doing a walkthrough or a playthrough of that game. There was a lot of Resident Evil type games out there at the time. They had the formula. They had the formula. Resident Evil was the first game I ever played on the OG PlayStation. Really? Wow. I can't even remember the very first game I played on PlayStation. Man, what was it? I wish I could remember now. I'll have to look. It was 2 discs. Oh my God. I remember Final Fantasy VII. It was like 3 or 4 discs. I was talking about that a while back. I remember having to, when you go through a door and you're like, you always had to wait for the loading screen, right? And then it would finally pop up and they'd be like, oh, put in disc 2. And you're like, oh shit, but I got to go back. So you put in disc 2 and then wait for it to load up. And then you're like, okay, I got to go back to that door again. So you go back to the door and then you have to put the disc 1 back in. Oh my God, I hated it so much. And you got to remember, this is the time where the first batch of PlayStations, the first batch of all consoles seem to have like some type of defect or something that down the road is going to be a problem. And then they fix it in the second or third iteration of the console. And then you don't have to worry about it. But I had one of the day one consoles and it was one where the laser alignment fell out of place or whatever. So you had to turn the PlayStation upside down on its lid to get the games to play. So number one, I had to carefully spin this thing up, hit the eject button, take the disc out, real nice because you didn't want it. They scratched easily. Those little black, they got real big scratches in them. Put it back in the case, grab the second disc, put it in there, hit the lid, and as soon as you hit the lid, you have to immediately flip it over as quick as possible without hitting the reset or the power button. Otherwise, the laser wouldn't be able to read it, and then you're fucked. So trying to play Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation was quite the chore. Quite the chore. But any multi-disc games were like that. How about Subverse? What's Subverse? This is 18 plus stream. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you know what? I'm not going to police it. I found out recently that we have a very young person that plays Jackbox with us on Saturday. It's not my place. I'm not their parent. I'm not going to say anything because it's not my place. It's not my place to say anything. If mama knows that mama knows. If mama doesn't know, if she finds out, it ain't on me. You should be involved in what your kids are doing and know what they're doing as best you can. Remember when you were big balling with the 8 megabyte memory card? Oh my God. You remember when Mad Catz came out with the memory card? It was like 4 memory cards in one, and you'd have to hit a button on the side for it to switch over. So instead of having just a bigger memory card, it was like multiple stacked on top of each other that weren't very reliable because I would lose my information all the time. But when you put it in, you would have to hit the button so it would go to the next like platform for more storage. So you could have a memory card that held 4 times the amount of a regular card at like half the price of the original card. It was awesome. Mad Catz was the company, man. In the late 90s, early 2000s, Mad Catz that's where everyone got their controllers from, all their peripherals, because they were like cheaper versions of the original, and a lot of them did break. Whatever happened to Mad Catz? Are they still around? I need to look that up. I have still a handful of their stuff from back in the day. The OG NAND architecture, yes. Let's just stack them. Yes, instead of making it bigger on this, let's just stack them and it'll make, but it was, of course, they put them on much, much cheaper silicon. So a lot of the times they would just, for no reason, they would just fuck your data. You're starting over. But I was at the very end of Final Fantasy VII. I was just about to fight Sephiroth or whatever his fucking name was. You're like, no, I don't want to start over again. Oh, I asked that question a few months ago. That was one of my questions for the day. It was, tell me a game that you'd never finished because of a game save being lost or deleted, or tell me a game that you just never finished because you're like, fuck it, I was halfway through or 3/4 through the game and I don't want to have to start over again. Your game save I couldn't tell you how many games are like that for me. I lost so many game saves back in the day. It was horrible. I wonder if you can make Pi build from 8 megabyte card. Maybe. I got Mad Cat's original Xbox controller that's still strong. Oh yeah. Oh, the original Xbox. The controller. The control. If you were the rich kid, the Logitech. The Logitech wireless controller for the original Xbox was hands down the best wireless controller ever. Like the wire controllers, the Xbox, they're you couldn't beat the original Xbox. And the S, the Duke was pretty good. The S was the best controller, hands down. There was a lot of clones that came out that weren't as good. But if you wanted a wireless controller, there was a lot. Mad Catz had one. I mean, even GameStop. I have a GameStop branded controller for the original Xbox. They were okay, but the Logitech wireless controller was the shit. You couldn't beat that thing. It was amazing. I have one still. Incredible controllers. Made a Pi emulator with an NES cartridge. That's awesome. So you put the Raspberry Pi, or it must be a Pico. So you must have like a Pi Pico that you put inside the cartridge. So you built it outside, then you put it in, then you obviously dremelled, slots for Pi Zero. Okay, so you could slide it in the side. I was thinking, man, there's no way you're gonna fit a Raspberry Pi in that little. Okay, yeah, there are smaller versions. There's the Pi Zero, and then I think there's a Pico as well, with four USB hub all inside the car. That's amazing, dude. That's badass. That is badass. I'm trying to get my hands on a 5 right now, a 5 8 gig, but everyone wants over $100 for them, and I'll wait for them to come back down to reality. Yeah, I know exactly. The last Pi that I have is the original. I have the original 1B, Pi 1B, I think is what it is. B plus. I think it's a B plus. So it was like the second version of the original. You have a spare Pi? Oh no shit. See, I tried putting RetroPie. On my original Pi that I have, and it's just not enough horsepower to run it. And I think they recommend a 3 onward for RetroPie. Hammocks! Still have my original Xbox chipped, running Mad Catz controllers for all the games on it. Hell yeah, man. Mine's T-sopped. So I don't actually have a chip. I know the Aladdin chips are like all the rave right now. For retro Xbox, but mine's just T-sopped, and I have a SSD in there with the conversion cables and all that, and I think it's a 1 terabyte SSD, and I love that thing. I bought the aftermarket HDMI adapter and all that. But right here, I started getting into this hard drive here, this portable hard drive. This is running Zemu, which is the original Xbox emulator. I have a 1 terabyte hard drive in this, and I have over 800 fucking games, I think. It's insane. But I have all the original Xbox games on here, and I just plug this into my PC, and I'm gaming. I love this thing. I actually have a tutorial how to build one on my YouTube channel. If you want to check that out, it's available there. But I also have a lot of gameplay from older Xbox games that are running on the Zemu emulator at 4K. So it's the textures and every resolutions just look incredible. So if you want to see what something like this will do for you, all you need are the ROMs, man. It's easy to make in a nice little afternoon project. And if you are it sounds like Quaker Oats is obviously, if you're building Pi stuff, then you're more than capable to do something like this. Fun project for you. Fun project. Made a full-size arcade machine, 2 images on it, running about 60K games, and play with Raspberry as well. Hardly ever play them anymore. I know that's one of my goals too. Is that I told the wife at some point, if I come across an empty arcade cabinet, I am buying it. I don't care. And first off, I'm gonna do a little woodwork, and I'm gonna fix it up, and I'm gonna do my own little paint job to it and everything. But I want to run a Raspberry Pi on there and have every emulator, everything, man. So I can do some old school arcade cabinet games, and Nintendo, shit, Atari, all the way up to, you know, PlayStation 3. It's going to be amazing. Stock Xbox and PS2 sitting here on my desk. So you're telling me you need something to do. Is it the fat PlayStation 2? Because if you can find a network adapter, you can actually you can install a hard drive and you can load the hard drive up with PlayStation games. That's another thing that I did back in the day. There's a PlayStation 2 version of Linux that you can run. I mean, these are all fun little things you can do on a weekend. Don't forget to stick your thumb up here. Yes. If you're on YouTube, please, it helps me out considerably if you guys can give me a thumbs up over there. Or even just say hello. Just a little chatting action will help me. You can hide your stash in it. Yeah, that's true. You can also do that. A lot of room in the Xbox. Remember cord pulling on it on that network adapter on the cord pulling on that with a network adapter on the PS2. You mean so that you could, like, instead of like having the switch, so you can switch the network on and off so that you could cheat. Basically, is that what you're talking about? Where you can pull the network cord, do what you need to do, and then plug it back in really quick. And yeah, people were coming up with switches on their desk for their router, and they would just basically take the data cable from Ethernet, and they just run a switch to it, and you can basically turn it on and off, which is great. But we don't talk about that around here. The fat the fat PS2. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because it's just open down there. Yeah, you just quick. Yeah. I had made a couple of those for people. They paid big money too. A PlayStation 2 with I think it was at the time. I mean, you couldn't get really big IDE hard drives. So I think it was like maybe a 200, 300 gig, 300 gig lag switching. Yeah. Hard drive, and people will pay like $300 for those things, man. Just load it up with games and you're good to go. You had 4 seconds. Yes. Otherwise the game would drop you, or the server would drop you if it was any longer than that. Yep. People still try doing the lag switch. But I think that a lot of servers are keen to that and they know better. I had 4 PS2 and I've offloaded the others. I kept the fat one with the net card. I actually even have the original original box for it too. Good. All right. So if you have the network card and you have everything, yeah. I don't know how you do it now. I think you'd actually have to get a IDE to SATA and then put in an SSD in order to make it work. But good luck trying to find an IDE drive nowadays. I mean, I have a handful in my garage and they kind of work and kind of don't work. They came out of old Xboxes. I have 8 gigs and I have the 10 gigs. Because if you were lucky enough to get an Xbox that had the Samsung, I think it was the Samsung hard drive in it. It was actually a low profile hard drive, which was weird. They are actually bigger in size. Standard ones, the Western Digital were all 8 gigs, but the Samsungs, I think those are the 10 gig ones. Did you try out the Edge cards for the DS systems? Work great for loading up multiple games. Yes. Yep. I used to order those. And then you just put like, it was micro SD. It was an SD card, but it was micro SD or something like that. And you put in there. And when you booted it up, it would go to a main menu and you can scroll through all the games that you had. I actually bought a handful of those because at the time, you know, our 3 boys all had their own DSs and I'm not buying them all individual games. So yes, I did do that, but I've modded everything. I've modded every console out there. I love it. I love doing it. It's so much fun. Right now I'm trying to mod a PS4. I have one upstairs. I'm just waiting to see. I think the firmware is one step higher than where they're able to jailbreak it right now. So I have it sitting quietly so no one tries to update the damn thing, so that I can try to mod that one. That'll be fun. So then I can start playing Uncharted and I can play the Last of Us, and yeah. I have a boneyard full of IDEs. Yes. Yep. I'm almost ready to start streaming from the garage. And when I do, I'll give you guys a tour of all of my shit. All of my shit. Because I got stuff everywhere. I'm trying to find a place that'll take that will recycle e-waste or whatever. Best Buy used to do, now they charge you to take shit in. But I have a ton of hard drives that are no good anymore. I've got a laptop batteries. I've got monitors that don't work. I have a graveyard of shit out there I got to get rid of. And I don't want to throw it away. I'm that guy. I don't want to throw shit away. I want it to be, I want to know someone's either going to be, refurbing it or going to be stripping the components out of it for, something, whatever. I want to recycle. I want to do my part, I hear Staples and Office Depot do it, but I haven't really gone in and searched that. I still have my OG PlayStation. So do I, brother. So do I. I got a few 80 gig IDs from an old Dell I had. Yeah, that was the size. If you go back to old school computers, 80 gigs seemed to be the size that most PCs came with. That was the sweet spot for home computing was 80 gigs. I got a ton of those laying around. I haven't tried to turn it on in years though. Try it, man. It should fire right up. I mean, that's as long as it wasn't in extreme heat or the elements or in humid area, it should fire right up. And if it doesn't, send it to me and I'll get it working, man. That's what I do. Hey, there's the wife. She's working from home today, so she's probably been hearing me all morning. Yo, good morning, baby daddy beatdown. What's going on, Oni? Good morning, man. How you doing? Comcast takes e-waste. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, good. That's good to know. We have a whole program. Okay. All right, quick. I need to get with you later then. Can I just take it to a branch? Can I just take it to a location? Do I have to actually mail it in or what do I do? I need to get rid of this stuff. I got to start cleaning my garage out. No matter what I do, I go out there and I rearrange and I move things and I get rid of things and that pile of shit it just gets turned. Like it's on a lazy Susan. And I just every once in a while just kind of spin it just so it looks different, You go into the store and you see the rack of sunglasses, you just spin it. That's kind of like what I've got. I just got a thing full of crap that I just need to get rid of. What's up, Nuke? Local news station just did a big e-recycle for Earth Day, so they're out there. Yeah, it's just a matter I gotta find them. That's the hard part. I used to take everything to Best Buy. As a matter of fact, when you walked in the door, they'd have bins for like recycling batteries and computer parts and shit like that. They haven't had those in years. And I tried taking a couple monitors. They had this program. I don't know if you guys remember this. A few years ago, 5-6 years ago, maybe, they had this program where if you brought in an old, because they were trying to do e-waste stuff at the time. If you brought in some old computer components, they gave you like a $5 or $10 coupon off for certain things in the store. And I took advantage of that. But when I took a computer monitor and they said that I had to pay a $20 charge for them to get rid of the LCD monitor or something like that, I'm like, nope, I'll take this back. So that's one of the monitors that's been sitting around here for 5 years. Oni baby. I love it. Okay, I just take it to a service center. Thank you. That's good to know. I appreciate you, man. We have one here in the 810. We have one here in the 810. I can just take it over there. Whoa, wait a second. I officially own a Cybertruck. Yes, dude, congrats. That's awesome, man. I'm so jelly. My wife's next car is going to be a Tesla. She's been eyeballing one for years. We're really excited. We're not sure exactly when we're going to do that. Probably within the next year, but we're excited. She's been wanting one for a long time. And we see more and more in the area. We have there's one of those fast charge stations in the Meijer that's like a mile down the road from us. And we're seeing more and more of these, the Teslas over there, charging up and stuff. And it's awesome. I just can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited for my wife. So she can drive and I can sit there and play games. So congrats, Oni. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. Just booked an impromptu trip to Tokyo for 3 weeks, the end of August. Damn. Someone hit the lotto. Oni, who's doing good? Oni's doing really good right now. Congrats, man. You should see the e-waste bins at headquarters at Comcast. Oh, I'll bet. Full on CMTs. Oh my God. So what do you guys do with them? Do you guys have a process of melting the stuff down? And I've seen that people, like, if they get enough of it, they can try to strip the gold and they get a little bit of gold. But is it, what do you guys do with them? Do you guys actually sell it or get rid of it to another company that does all that? I know there's a lot of pop-ups right now. There's a lot of e-waste pop-ups around the country that are trying to get the e-waste, and they're making businesses out of stripping them down and stuff like that. I like to help these out instead of instead of throwing this stuff out. I want somebody somewhere to get something out of it. Like when I have metal sitting around, not metal, Josh, but when I have just random metal sitting around, I try to put it out to the road on garbage day. If I see, we get a lot of junkers in the area. These are the guys that drive around in the trucks, and they pull any and all metal out of your garbage. They know the garbage routes, so they'll go around and they'll pull all the metal out, and they take it. They call them scrappers around here, and they'll go and they'll take it to the scrap yard. They'll make their money. And that's how they kind of another stream of income for them. But I try to wave these people down. If I have enough stuff in my yard and I know that they're not going to seed out to the road, if I see these guys driving by, I wave them down. Like, come here, I got something for you, man. I gave this guy a swing, a microwave, a bunch of other stuff one day. He was so happy. He was so excited. I have to leave the house. No, bring back lunch. Damn, let's fucking go. Tempting until you see a ton of them on the side of the highway when it's too cold. They return them to vendors for recycle. Oh, I got you. Okay, so they do recycle them. But meanwhile, you guys are kind of like the middle. You guys are the middleman or something. So I got a ton of stuff. My friend and I are already looking at vinyl wraps to wrap the Cybertruck like the Warthog and Halo. That's cool as shit, dude. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you. Dell is the biggest partner for e-waste since we use Dells for work. Okay. Going to the drag strip tonight. I'm going to see how fast thing really is. Oh, it's yeah. What you do is you get one of your buddies that has the fastest gas car out there, and you line them up and you smoke that guy. And then you come out and you take your shades out. Who's next? Scrap prices are so down right now that those guys aren't making anything. They're still doing it. But yeah, you're right. They're probably not making a whole lot, but they're just so used to doing it. Why not? Wife is taking the McLaren and I'm taking the Cybertruck. Oh, there you go. Race the wife. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, we the EV vehicles are taking off in Michigan right now. It's really cool to see. And now everybody's jumping on board making them. Oni's dressing in drag tonight. Pixar, it didn't happen. I don't think that's what he said, but it's still funny to picture, is it not? It's still kind of funny. I wouldn't mind a Cybertruck myself. I think they're cool. We saw one there. There's a Tesla dealer in Waterford, and we drive by. We drive by it from time to time, and the Cybertruck is always in the window, and we were always in a hurry to do things when we're going. That was like, can we stop? I want to look at the Cybertruck. And the wife's basically, she's like, no, because you know what's going to happen. We're going to stop. We're going to look at it, and I'm going to end up getting a car. So we got to be good. We got to work on some other things first, and then we're going to go get her first Tesla, and it's going to be a huge day for her. I'm really excited. First gen, any car is always sus or sketch. Yeah. Yeah, just like I was saying with the consoles, man. The first generation of the consoles, you always find a flaw at some point, and then the later iterations will figure it out and do better with it. So. Free just for you, baby. They call me Big Rhonda at the local clubs. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. $1 bills for Rhonda. What are the features of a Cybertruck? Sell me on one? I'm not here to sell nobody on nothing, man. Unless you're talking to Oni. Oni, go ahead. Let us know. Let us know, man. They brick in a car wash if you don't turn on car wash mode. There you go. That's one of the features. Can't wash them. Can't wash them. Has a car wash. Yeah, it washes itself. You hit the car wash mode, it drives to the nearest car wash, and then it comes. It's an amazing time we live in. It's an amazing time we live in. The stainless steel must be polished regularly and will naturally discolor. So changing speeds a little bit here. The wife and I watched a movie yesterday. No, it was 2 days ago. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. It might have popped up on your Netflix list. There's a movie out there called Atlas, and it stars J-Lo. Okay. The story's kind of and it's a little slow from time to time, but this is more for Reckless, I think, and anybody else that love Titanfall. This movie is the closest you're ever going to get to a Titanfall movie. And even the name Atlas is kind of a... So if you guys like Titanfall, and we know we're probably not going to see Titanfall 3 anytime soon, but hey, again, today at 5 o'clock, we may find out that there's a new Titanfall game in the works, and I would love it. I will lose my mind. But yeah, it was a good movie. If you guys are hungry for some more Titanfall, go watch Atlas, because it's 100% ripped off Titanfall. The story's not the same. It's something. It's weird. It's a little different. But it's a good movie. I think you'll enjoy it. I would love to see a sequel in the future where we get to see more of they call them Rangers or pilots, but they're in the game, or in the movie they're called Rangers. I would love to see more of because they kind of tackle the whole, how do the pilots control the Titans when they're not in them and things like that. And they covered all of this. It was amazing. But like halfway through the movie, I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, this is fucking Titanfall. She goes, what? Like, this is the game Titanfall. This is a movie based like on that, but it's not. Like, I don't know how they're not getting sued. Seriously. I mean, even the Titans, they look like Titanfall Titans. It's crazy. It's on Netflix. I highly advise, just watch it. Just give it a shot. Just watch it. Just see what you think. Again, it starts off slow, and there's kind of a little mystery to it, but I mean, when it's not really the action sequences. When she is yelling, "Drop the ion bomb!" Just watch it. You just give it I think you'll like it. But again, it starts off a little slow, and you got to kind of get into it. But it's the closest we're ever going to get to a Titanfall movie. And it was good. Dude, the screen inside is bigger than my gaming monitor. Oh yeah. Those Cybertrucks are badass, dude. But anyhow, I want to love the Cybertruck. Yeah, it was a good movie. It looks so good. Give it a chance. Did I miss what date is it? No, we haven't done that yet. We're almost there. We're just a few minutes away from that. I'll check it out when it is. Where is it streaming? It's on Netflix. Yeah, go check it. Reckless, I think you're another Titanfall guy like myself. I don't think there's anybody else here that I can think of that loved Titanfall as much as I did. That was the game that took me away from console gaming, got me back into PC again. I played it religiously. It was but I mean, when you got the boys that created COD 4, that, they go off to create their own company, and they come out with their very first game as a banger. Of course, man. So instead of Apex Legends, I would have loved to see Titanfall 3. It didn't happen, but we're still holding out hope that it's somewhere, somehow, somebody is creating Titanfall 3. Louis. All right. So with that being said, that's my recommendation for the day. I was going to put something in Discord. Again, I've been so busy the last couple of days, I haven't had really a chance to do anything. So I will put that in Discord for you guys, and give a little recommendation there for that. I'm on the fence. I don't know. I'm going to have to get with the wife, but she just left. If I'll be doing maybe a little watch party tonight, 5 o'clock, so we can catch up on what's going on with the gaming industry. I may or may not do that. So I'm not gonna say yes at this point, but everyone should be watching that tonight. Big news. In an hour, body cam should go live. We'll see how much that's going to be, and if it's worth it. Sunday is the Xbox showcase. We're going to find out Xbox games that are coming out, and more on Black Ops 6 if you guys are interested in that. I just want to know what's going on with the Call of Duty games for Game Pass when they're coming out and what's going to actually happen with those. That's what I want to know. I don't care about Black Ops. Fuck that shit. Body cam, excited for. Okay, my guess right now is going to be $29.99. I think the game's going to be $30. We'll see. You can quote me here. $30 for body cam at 1 o'clock. There we go. Boom, done. Okay. I hope. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. If it's any more than that, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Okay. What day is it? Louis wants to know. I want to know. You all want to know. What day is it? What's going on today? Okay, so today is June 7th, the day after D-Day. Today we're going to celebrate National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. There you go. On a Friday. Perfect. There you go. For us lactose intolerant folk. Nope. Can we enjoy a Dole Whip instead, maybe? Maybe one of those. Today is also World Caring Day. I love you all. Big hug. Bring it in. Tuck it in, guys. Tuck it in. This is crazy. Today is National Oklahoma Day. Who is anyone here from Oklahoma? I think Bones is. Isn't Bones an Oklahoma guy? But he doesn't partake in the stream. He says I have a bad mouth. He doesn't like hanging out with us. That's fine. It's also National Donut Day. There you go. Where's Little Hog? Where's Little Hog and Rick James? They're all getting donuts. We know why. Oh, we were just talking about this morning. Get out of my head, internet. Today is National VCR Day. National VCR Day? Get out of here. That's crazy. Okay. It's also National Boone Day, and not what you're thinking. It's Daniel Boone. National Daniel Boone Day. They just call it Boone Day. So I was when I was going through the Disney and I couldn't find anything that I wanted to watch. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. I did see the old school Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone movies from the 60s, I want to say. I remember watching those when I was a kid. And that's it. So there you go. There you go, Louis. You didn't miss it. You're here for it. National Chocolate Ice Cream Day, VCR Days. That's a big one. So I guess I'm gonna go grab the VCR and plug that bitch in. I just got to get a converter that takes the RCA jacks to HDMI. I'm going to hook it up here and I'll record everything on my stream PC and away we go. I'm driving to the beach to see if I can get eaten by a shark. Is it Shark Week? What happened? Bring chum. That's the way you get eaten. Lived in Tulsa for a couple of years. Okay. There you go. National Oklahoma Day. Enjoy. I don't know. How do you celebrate that? Alcohol, obviously, but corn alcohol? I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, God. All right. So that's what's happening today. I appreciate you guys. This week, we didn't really do any games. We didn't really focus on any games. I know I was absent yesterday. I apologize again. We focused on, get out of here. Who's calling me at this hour? Son of a bitch. I know I didn't focus and play really any games this week today. This is a week where I wanted to focus on this, and I wanted to see how long I could drag this out, how many of you will stay with me the entire time, so that I can make adjustments. So going forward, I'm still on the fence if I should do this for a couple hours every day, or should I do this for like an hour and then jump into some games. I'm kind of on the fence of what I want to do, but it was an eye-opener to see that a lot of you guys love. Right now, between both platforms, I got 24 people watching. That's huge. That's huge. So, especially for me just talking for 3 hours. This was an eye-opener for me, so I kind of know what I should be looking at going forward. I still think that I like this platform, and then doing a gaming stream at night on YouTube. I don't know if you guys caught that the last week or so. Fridays, Saturdays, every once in a while, I'll do a night stream strictly on YouTube, with no camera, because it just doesn't work out to have a camera, but you get everything else. You get everything but the camera. You get the funny content, you get the great gameplay, you get everyone's comms, you get everything. We were playing Gray Zone. So I think I'm going to continue doing that. I like that. So hopefully tonight I can get in there. We might do if I can get around 5 o'clock, we'll do the showcase thing on Steam, and then maybe we'll do some games directly after that. So that's what I enjoy the night streams, because I get to play. Yes. And I get to play with you. That's the problem. That's one of the main problems that I had playing in the morning, especially now that I'm on PC. I've left behind all the people that were able to play with me in the morning because they're all still on consoles, and I miss my brethren. As a matter of fact, Metal Josh, when I get a hold of you later, we're gonna talk some old school stuff, and maybe we can make something happen. But I'm gonna need some help from you guys. So with that being said, I love you all. I was reading Northern Wolf. Northern Wolf, how you doing? You just got to play the chips in your favor. Yeah, exactly. You got to find your niche, and you got to stick with it. And that's the thing is everybody out there does the gaming stuff. If I want to break out, I got to kind of do something different. You got to have something. You got to have a gimmick or something. Just like ICP. They were Inner City Posse. They realized it wasn't working, so they put on some clown makeup. They changed their name to ICP, and boom, they made it big in Michigan. So kind of the same thing. I got to figure out what I need to do, and I'm kicking around a lot of different ideas. The wife and I have been coming up with some ideas and stuff, and I think I've got some good stuff going forward. So doing good. How's the stream been? Hey, the stream's been going great. Every day that I'm alive and people are tuned in to watch me, especially now that my grandma's back. Hi, Grandma. My grandma's finally back after a week without her computer, and I know she's happy. It's good to be back. So I'm happy with the way things are going right now. So there you go. I'm gonna call it a day here. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done outside. I'm gonna go touch grass. So we need to find somebody we're gonna raid. Who is on right now? I know Oni's only on. Well, I can't raid in YouTube. What am I thinking? Oni, if you're on Twitch, I would raid you, buddy. But I don't know what's going on, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Got Ham Bones on again. We've got I don't know who that person is. Why are they in? Get out of my shit, man. Get out of my shit. I guess we'll go to Ham Bone. He's playing Gray Zone, and I haven't really been playing Gray Zone for you guys in a while. So maybe we can go hang out with him for a little bit. He was in here earlier. Looks like he's playing all day long. So let's go over there and give him a little raid. And I will see you guys possibly tonight. I'm definitely going to be playing some games in some sort of capacity. So if you guys want to play and you guys are going to be on tonight, let me know. And I'd love to play some games with you. So that being said, let's go over to Hambone. Come with me. Come. Let's give him as many people as possible. Let's give him a big raid. There you go. That'll work. All right, you guys. I love you all. You have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you sometime over the weekend and then back on Monday. Love you all.